that if you do. He'll get ahead of steam, and he will make his way into the territory, and he's gone. Touchdown for the score. Good evening, Tribe fans. This is Aaron Swink along with Ryan Travis, and down on the field, the man in the hat, Matt Montgomery, as we get ready for the Jacksonville Fighting Indians and the #1 state-ranked Chapel Hill Bulldogs. And as you may have seen our Facebook post, we are having some streaming difficulties here, so we will be recording this ball game, and hopefully you'll join us later. If we can get on a live stream tonight, we will do that, but want to try to bring you coverage of every down in any event. Matt, it is Jacksonville and Chapel Hill, and this is the toughest test of the season so far for the Indians, without question.
Well, you're playing the #1 team in Class 4A Division I in Chapel Hill. A 6-0 team in Chapel Hill, 0-6 team in Jacksonville. So clearly it's Davy and Goliath tonight. And, you know, for Jacksonville, it's just been a tough first 6 games. And especially last week, you had the #5 team in the state with Kilgore. Now you're at Chapel Hill playing the #1 team. They're good. And so I'm not sure that Chapel Hill's defense is as good as Kilgore's last week. Jacksonville may score more than 7 points. I know last week Chapel Hill had their hands full with Palestine. They only beat the Wildcats 40-31. So, yeah, I mean it's one of those games, Aaron, where you just say, look, let's go out, let's play hard. We'll play the best that we can to get some momentum, because they are going into those last 3 ball games with the shot at winning. Not saying they can't win tonight, okay, but we're just being real here. This is a really good football team in Chapel Hill, no doubt. Yeah,
and it's those last 3 games that you're going to look at to build momentum, and maybe with some help actually could see Jacksonville still playing for that last playoff spot.
Well, and that's the thing, is that, you know, that Jacksonville has just been unable to really put a full ball game together. And since week 1 against Sulphur Springs at Tomato Bowl, it's just been bad first halves, improving second halves, but not enough to catch up from what you did in the first half. And so that's the biggest problem for Jacksonville, Aaron, is what kind of start do you get off to, because it has been miserable for the Fighting Indians in the first half so far this year. I mean, they have been outscored 189-39 in the first half. Second half's not great. It's better, 112-69, but 118-39, my goodness. That is just a lot of points given up in the first half and digging yourself a hole. And it doesn't get any easier against the Chapel Hill team coming into this ball game, averaging 51 points a game. The good news for Jacksonville, Chapel Hill gives up an average of 31 points a game, and they gave that up last week against Palestine.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see how Jacksonville comes out. I mean, it's a tough situation to be in, Matt. You come in 0-6, and it's got to be hard to get up for a ball game like this, especially this one where you're taking on the #1 team in the state. I mean, you've got to answer the bell. There's a reason you play the games. The game's not played on paper, but it's got to be difficult.
It is, but on the other hand, it's a challenge. And if you're a football player and you want to compete, these are the kind of guys that you want to see what you're worth. And so Jacksonville coming into the ball games thinking Chapel Hill's they're not going to get up for us. They may be a little sloppy. They may be lackadaisical. Why don't we focus, and why don't we take care of our business and see where that takes us? And so that's the key for Jacksonville, is to come in with that kind of an attitude.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Aaron, this is the 32nd meeting between Jacksonville and Chapel Hill. First time they played, 1970. Jacksonville leads the all-time series 20-11. Last year, of course, Chapel Hill went to the semifinals. They won 62-21 at Jacksonville's Tomato Bowl. These two teams before last year, they hadn't played in 21 years. In fact, this is the first time Jacksonville has been back to Chapel Hill since 2001. Of course, new turf field, but I got to say, everything else is not very good, particularly the internet connection.
Well, the internet connection is not very good, and I have to tell you, this is probably the smallest press box, at least in terms of visibility out of the window, that we've been in. So if I look straight out, I'm on the 50-yard line, and I can see all the way to the end zone on my left. I cannot see half the field, nor can I see the scoreboard without getting up and moving around a little bit. So this will be an interesting ball game here tonight in what's sort of a glorified deer stand, you got to say.
It's what we've noticed since Jacksonville spent 20 years in 5A, starting in 2002.
Right.
And when you're playing at Texarkana, at Grimm Field, and you're playing at Nacogdoches, and you're playing at Pine Tree, and you're playing at White House, you're playing these larger schools, they have facilities. And, man, we have found out that some of these smaller towns like Chapel Hill and Athens, they need to upgrade. Now, a couple of weeks when Jacksonville goes over to Lindale, they did upgrade their facilities quite nicely, so we ought to have a good place. Henderson's got great facilities. So I guess we're just kind of laying Chapel Hill and Athens under the bus here. Not very good. Palestine has a good facility.
I just think with the success that this program has had in recent years, you expect, and maybe folks do here as well, and maybe some of those changes are on the horizon. But
I will say this, Aaron. Chapel Hill failed like 6 bond elections in a row. And because they had their football stadium and their athletic facilities in those bond packages, and the people in Chapel Hill said no. They did get some turf, okay? But if you look around, they didn't pass those bond issues. The town voted them down. So that's why we're seeing these facilities, feels good, everything else not so good.
Everything else, it still feels like 2001.
It does, or earlier.
Or maybe even earlier, that's right. So it's Jacksonville and Chapel Hill. We do apologize. We're a little bit late getting on the air tonight due to the streaming issues. We tried to make every effort to bring the game to you live, Matt. So unfortunately, we're going to have a little bit of an abbreviated countdown to kickoff, but we do want to make sure and shout out our sponsors who have been with us all season long.
Yeah, absolutely.
Streaming or not.
Micah Hoffpower, Texas Farm Bureau. Appreciate Micah sponsoring this part of our countdown to kickoff, and we'll come back after smoke signals, and we'll get that little window there for our friends at Dairy Queen on South Jackson, Gene Brumlow and his daughter Ann Farmer. Appreciate them.
Absolutely, we do. And now want to have an opportunity to. Well, I'll tell you what. Before we go to, I was about to send it to smoke signals. Before we do that, Matt, let's talk a little bit about our spotlight player tonight for the Fighting Indians.
Yes, let's do that.
And that's senior defensive lineman Raphael Foy. Raphael comes in and as an anchor on this defensive line, and a strong run-stopping presence, and a guy that you can really count on in the middle.
Oh, he's one of the strongest players, if not the strongest player on the team. He's had a lot of success in the weight room. Very solid player. Raphael's a 2-year starter, and our spotlight player of the week, not a better kid to do it than for Raphael Foy for sure. Yeah,
we'll look forward to seeing him get after this Chapel Hill offense tonight and see what kind of impact that he could make. But right now, let's listen in to this week's edition of Smoke Signals. And, of course, that's brought to you by our friends at All Smiles Dentistry.
Dr. Folden, Dr. Westbrook, Dr. Stocks, and their dental team at All Smiles provide a wide range of dental services. This includes cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, implants, and cosmetic dental care. Call and schedule your appointment at 903-586-0741.
Welcome to Smoke Signals, everyone. I'm Matt Montgomery, along with Athletic Director and Head Football Coach Jason Holman, Fighting Indians on the road this week at Chapel Hill. Coach, last week's Kilgore game, coming into the game, this is the number 5, 6 ranked team in the state, depending on what poll you look at. It's a great football team, and they showed it Friday night.
Yeah, very good football team, top to bottom. They had a lot of skill, a lot of positions, and a lot of depth to what they're doing. I think they're going to have an opportunity to go very far.
Just a lot of ball games are won in the trenches, and this was really not, I won't say it's the first game, but it was the most evident where it really felt like they controlled the line of scrimmage. Thought you had a good offensive scheme called, but it just that they're so physical up front.
Yeah,
Kilgore is
physical up front, and we knew that going in. We knew we had to be at our very, very best to stay in the game with them. They had an opportunity for a touchdown that was caught in the end zone, that was ruled out of bounds, that could have swung the momentum a little differently for us. But yeah, at the end of the day, they're a very, very good football team.
So after the ball game, I know you talked to your team and addressing them. You saw some really good effort out of some kids that are getting some time now. Talk a little bit about that and what you saw out of them that you haven't been seeing.
Well, you know, the fact that we want to play the game from start to finish, and regardless of circumstance, we want to play and give great effort. There were some examples of that last Friday night that we hadn't been seeing in previous games, where we might have just, you know, kind of turned it in a little bit early. And I was just proud to see those particular kids fight through adversity and keep playing. You know, playing with the intentions of improving is the most important thing that we've got to make sure that we do week in and week out.
Let's look at the highlights. Jacksonville versus Kilgore. Here's Rodarius, the freshman, with 27 yards here.
Yeah, I thought Rodarius really came on in this game. He's starting to figure out some of the, you know, the schemes that we're running and where to hit and, you know, when to have patience and that sort of thing.
Well, watch Zeke just zero in and make the tackle.
Really good play by Zeke. Was proud of him there in that instance.
Here, Jermaine gets over the top of the safety, and Brady nails him from 41.
Yeah, really good throw and catch. Helped us get into the end zone, and he had the other one, too, that was called back.
Nice play by DK. I thought he might have had a pick six on this one.
Yeah, it was late in the game. We were playing off a little bit, and he saw an opportunity there.
Nice catch here, movement by Brady for 17 to Jermaine.
Good job by Brady moving around in the pocket and getting rid of the football.
And here's the touchdown that wasn't. This was a touchdown.
Yeah.
Called out of bounds. Yep. Froze it right there. Yeah. Official got straight line.
Bang, bang, and the official made the wrong call there, but that's part of it.
Here's Jordan getting a tackle for loss for 2 yards.
Jordan's one of those that shows up week in and week out and plays his butt off.
Tough run here by Searles again for 10. Look at the tackles here. He just pushes.
Yeah, good job keeping his feet alive. Good job protecting the football, which is something we've really been working with him on.
Coach, statistically, probably your lowest output offensively with only 178 total yards. You only had the one turnover, which is good. But again, you have to go back to this Kilgore defense. They're just really good, and there's just no other way to describe it.
Yeah, you know, and like I said, we knew that going in. We knew we had to be at our best and do what we could do to control the ball. Which coaches did a pretty good job of you know, milking some clock a little bit, try to keep it out of their offensive hands. Their offense was very explosive as well. So yeah, it's tough for us, but it's indicative of this district and this region.
Well, it doesn't get any easier this week, Coach. In Chapel Hill Friday night, the Chapel Hill Bulldogs ranked number 1 in some polls. Back in the Dog Pound, a place you know so well, where you won a state championship as the defensive coordinator. What's that going to be like for you going back to Chapel Hill after that run you guys made there as a coach?
It'll be exciting for me. You know, it's a place that we spent 6 years of our life there, and a lot of good memories back at Chapel Hill. Yeah, they're a very, very good football team. I think they're a little different than Kilgore. They're going to run by you, run around you, run over you, that sort of thing. Kilgore's probably maybe a little more physical football team, but Chapel Hill is extremely talented in all areas.
Yeah, that's when I think about Chapel Hill and I watch their highlights, I think flash. They have a lot of flash. I mean, the quarterback Brisbane and, of course, Ricky Stewart, they've both been starting since they were freshmen. They're SMU commits. They just have all that speed. But besides those two guys, they also have some other pretty good players too.
Yeah, they absolutely do. Offensive line, defensive line, both are very good, very fast. Their defense as a whole is very fast from the secondary to the front. You know, they'll run you down if you try to outrun them to the edge and that sort of thing. Offensively, yeah, it's about the big play for them. And you know, they try to mix it up between the quarterback and the running back and running the ball. They bring receivers in and use them to run the ball. They've got good skill out there at the receiver position, and their offensive line's very good. They fit you up very well, and they're physical.
Of course, last week you mentioned a moment ago how you guys offensively, you know, ran the play clock down. I would think this week it'd be even more important to do that with Chapel Hill.
Yeah, I mean, we want to run our offense, and we don't want to do anything to distract us from doing that. But in the course of doing that, yeah, as much as we can do offensively to keep the ball out of their hand is certainly going to help us. And I thought we did a good job of that at times against Kilgore. We need to continue to be able to do that. So there'll be some times maybe if we get a big play where we might try to rush something on them just to get an edge. But, yeah, I mean, typically speaking, our normal operation. We'll be using some clock there too. That's part of playing defense on offense.
Yeah. So how will you attack Chapel Hill offensively? I mean, what are some of the things that you think you could have success at doing?
Well, I think we got to be able to run at them. I don't think we're going to be able to run around them or outside of them. I think we got to be able to run at them. I think in the secondary, there's some holes in the secondary that we've got to exploit, and it's not because they're not athletic. It's just because of the nature of their scheme, and they're very aggressive. They'll bring edge pressure quite a bit from their outside linebackers, and we got to be able to raise up and throw some hot throws to the edge when they do that, because they don't have the numbers out there, that they would have typically if that guy wasn't blitzing off the edge. So it's pretty much a take what they give you type of mentality, and take care of the football and be patient, understanding that you're playing a very, very good team, and they're not going to have a lot of weaknesses. So what holes they give us, we've got to take, and we've got to exploit those opportunities.
And, of course, defensively, we've already mentioned the great players. You said they got a great offensive line. This seems to be a week, Coach, where, your defensive scheme isn't near as important as being in the right place and staying in the right place at the right time, because these guys will exploit that.
Yeah, absolutely. And they utilize both quarterback and running back in their run game. So, it's not like you can just pinpoint one direction that they're going with the football. The quarterback will pull it on you, and he'll get around the edge if you're not staying at home. So a couple things we're going to tweak defensively to try to maintain an edge presence and make sure we've got enough. At the end of the day, they run the ball about 65, 68% of the time, and that's who they want to be. And we've got to be able to have enough in the box to stop the run and still be able to control the edges if they pull it on us, and try to get out the back door.
It's week 7. The season obviously it's been tough. What has your message been to your team this week in practice as you move forward to getting into the part of the schedule, Coach, that you're still alive? I mean, you can still win football games and get in the playoffs. I know it doesn't feel like that right now. Somebody may be watching this and saying, "Oh man, you haven't won a game yet," but that's not the point. I mean, no, it's week to week. What has been your message to your team?
Well, anything worth doing is worth doing well and worth getting better at. And that's been the message. What we want to see, and it's what I told them prior to the game against Kilgore last week. We want to see an earnest, honest effort at improvement, and it starts with effort. And that was what I made reference to earlier when you brought that up. Saw some kids that gave some effort. Rodarius Searles as a freshman stepping in at the running back, gave us a little spark there in the running game that we may not have had otherwise. And, kids like Jordan Dorsey, who gives great effort every single week, and doesn't matter if we're up, down, or in between. I mean, he's going to give that kind of effort. And that's what we're preaching. It's just got to be the effort to stay competitive and stay in a football game. And don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on your teammates, regardless of the situation. So, this is another game where obviously the cards are stacked against us with who we're playing, but doesn't mean there's not an opportunity for us to go out and improve what we do and get better at playing.
As always, Coach, keys to the game for your team?
Got to control them from a defensive standpoint. We've got to be able to somehow maintain, the line of scrimmage. We can't let them get the explosive plays on us. We got to understand where we need to be and why we need to be there, and the fact that, they've got more than just one option back there to run the football. In the passing game, they like the long ball. They'll rear back and chuck it 60 yards down the field and try to throw it over your head. So we've got to be competitive in the back end and be able to go up and contest every single ball that they throw, and just be able to control the game and not let it turn into a track meet. From an offensive standpoint, we've got to be able to move the ball against a very, very talented defense. Like I mentioned earlier, got to be able to take advantage of what they give us and be patient enough that we don't lose our poise. And, I'm not saying that someone may not break open on a scrambling situation and be able to get a big play, but generally speaking, they're going to do a very good job of keeping us in front of them, keeping us in front of them, and we've got to take what they give us and just be able to control the ball.
It's Jacksonville versus Chapel Hill at Bulldog Stadium. Kickoff coming up at 7:30. For head coach Jason Holman, I'm Matt Montgomery. We'll see you next time right here on Smoke Signals.
And we're back. As always, we'd like to thank All Smiles Dentistry for sponsoring all of our conversations with head coach Jason Holman all season long. And, Matt, as you heard there, of course, Coach Holman returning to a place that was home for him and was good to him for about 6 years.
Yeah, defensive coordinator on that 2010 state championship team here at Chapel Hill. And, you don't win too many state championships, unless you're Carthage. Those are special. And Jason Holman was part of that, along with former Jacksonville coach Thomas Sitton, now the head coach at Rusk. He said that it felt different walking out here for the first time after he's been gone for so long. And we talked about Jacksonville, playing their football game. You heard Coach Holman right there in smoke signals talking about, we just need to play our game. We need to get better. We need to improve. Jacksonville's averaging 267 yards of offense a game. It isn't like they can't move the football. What is absolutely killing them, just digging a hole, minus 12 takeaways.
Yep.
Minus 12. I told Coach Holman, I said, I cannot remember a team that only had one turnover. Their opponents, Jacksonville's opponents, have only had one turnover in 6 ball games. It's just amazing. Jacksonville's had a couple per game. You can overcome that. But, man, you got to get that ball sometimes, too, from your defense. And that's one thing Jacksonville that's really been hurting them, Aaron.
Yeah, you need those extra possessions, and, of course, you certainly don't want to give them to the other guys.
Absolutely. So Chapel Hill now coming out. And this is, according to Jeff Reardon, their head football coach, Aaron, this is he put it on their back to start the season. I saw several interviews where he said it is state championship or bust for us in 2023. This is a team that, went to the quarterfinals and then the semifinals last year. 9 starters back on offense, just 6 on defense. It's state or bust for them. And Jacksonville has a definite test tonight against the Bulldogs.
Jacksonville just about ready to come out of their run through here in Chapel Hill. All in white tonight with the blue helmets, gold trim, and here comes the Tribe.
Okay, good. All right, Coach Holman just gave me the heads up that Jacksonville won the toss and they're going to receive. So the Fighting Indians will get the football first as the Tribe comes out to the playing of the Jacksonville band. And these tight fit, Aaron. I know you can't see where you're sitting, but I'm looking at the band down there, and, man, they are snuggled in. I hope everybody took a shower.
Well,
because they are right on top of each other.
We know how they feel in the press box as well.
Wow. Players now will line up on their respective sidelines, and I'm certain that Chapel Hill's band will be playing the national anthem. We'll bring that to you. Yeah, Aaron, you're right. This stadium, it is throwback city. It hasn't. This is the same stadium it was, except for the turf, over 20 years ago. Bow for the prayer. Amen. Now the national anthem. Chapel Hill High School band, Aaron, sitting in the end zone. Haven't seen trees in an end zone in a while, but there they are. Chapel Hill High School Band here at Bulldog Stadium with the national anthem as we're getting set to go for kickoff here. Week 7 already. Wow, here we are. It's a cool night here. Getting cooler, I should say. It's going to be nice tonight, Aaron. Saying goodbye to those 101, 102 degree temperatures we saw just a few weeks ago.
Yeah, it's starting to actually feel like football season.
Yes. So captains will line up for the ceremonial toss of the coin, as head coach Jason Holman just told me they did win the toss, and Jacksonville will be getting the football first.
While we have a chance, we want to again thank our sponsors for the Countdown to Kickoff. This part of the Countdown to Kickoff brought to you by our friends at the South Jackson Dairy Queen, Gene Brumelo, JHS class of 1967, and his daughter, Ann Brumelo Farmer, JHS class of 2006. Big thanks to Gene and Ann and the South Jackson Dairy Queen, home of the world-famous DQ Blizzard.
Absolutely. Thank you, Gene. Thank you, Ann. Thank you, Michael Hoffpower, for the first half. A shortened version of the first half. As people watching this recorded, can we call it a recorded live stream, or is that a double? Is that a double negative?
Is it live or Memorex?
Yes. Oh wow. Now you're going back to Memorex.
Throwback.
Yep. Why don't we go to the beta? All right. There's the officials now talking to Jacksonville like it's something new, but we've already done this pregame with the coaches. Jacksonville is going to be, what am I looking at? The east side, and this field runs east and west. No, it runs north and south. Excuse me. Yeah, because the west sun was in the. There they go. We got a little live mic tonight. No internet, but we got a live mic on the official.
Small victories.
Yeah, you got to look at that. So when's the last time you saw trees in an end zone, Aaron? 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
When we were over to Athens.
But you don't see it very often.
No, you don't. You don't. I like Bruce Field. They've done that well, except for the press box. I mean, those were, oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was rough over in Athens as well, but hey.
They did all that work and they kind of went, oh, dang, we forgot to do the press box.
Somebody might want to broadcast these games. Well, we sure do here on JISD Live, and we do apologize for the situation tonight, but we will bring you all the action here and hope you'll tune in later if you so choose.
Yeah, we're going to broadcast like we're live. How about that?
That's right.
Like we are alive. So Chapel Hill has it teed up. The number 1 team in the state in Class 4A Division I, coming in 6-0, averaging 51 points a game, but they've given up 31 a game to see if Jacksonville can slow down that offense. But now it's Jacksonville's turn with a kickoff. Here's Aaron Swing.
Kick is a low one. It will bound into the arms of Jermaine Taylor, and he's got a little bit of room to run. He spins out over the 30. Still on his feet is Taylor. He's into Bulldog territory. He'll finally be angled out at about the Bulldog 42.
Oh, Jermaine saw he was running out of real estate, so he just went over to the sideline, and Chapel Hill sideline, I should say, and just kind of turned around. These people, a lot of them know each other. There's a couple of familiar faces on the Chapel Hill sideline. A.J. Johnson used to coach in Jacksonville, and, of course, former Fighting Indian Josh McDowell, the offensive line coach for Chapel Hill. I don't know how we let him get away from Jacksonville, but that happened. He's, again, the varsity O-line coach, class of 2017, I believe. So here's Brady McCown. He'll be joined in the backfield by Didi Mars, the leading rusher for Jacksonville.
And so Mars will get the handoff, and he will run right into the Chapel Hill line, and he'll move the pile down near the 40.
Yeah, just running in the gap right there behind Dakota Whiteley and Calvin Boyd, the sophomore right guard for Jacksonville. Snapping the ball is Alex Ramirez, the senior. He'll be joining that left side of that offensive line by the big fella, Luis Mancera. Second down.
Looks like some movement. And a flag comes in.
So, wow. Hello.
Well,
You heard that little episode there.
we have a live mic, but it also means you have issues when you're live.
So, procedure on Jacksonville. Coming into the ballgame, Jacksonville still 10 penalties a game. Got to clean that up. Now they got another movement. They got Alex moved, offensive center.
Yep.
Twitched that leg. 2 consecutive procedure penalties. So it'll stay second down and 20. More like 18 after Dede got the 2 yards on the first carry.
So 2 Indian receivers on the near side, 1 on the far side. For McCown now, Amar is going to wheel out to the right side. He'll catch the toss from McCown, but it'll be dropped almost immediately.
Yeah, great play there by Trevor Brooks, the junior linebacker, coming over and just wrapping up Mares right when he caught the ball from Brady. No gain on the play, actually a loss of a couple. So now it's 3rd and long, and we talked about Jacksonville getting in these 3rd down and way behind the chains here. 40% completion rate on 3rd down for Jacksonville. A lot of that, Aaron, was in second half of a lot of these ball games when Jacksonville was moving the ball much better than they did in the first half. But once again, 3rd and long here in the first quarter.
McCown dropping back, loading up, under pressure, over the middle. And a flag comes in late on as Zeke Whitaker went up, tried to grab that one, but.
And that's a good call. I mean, Zeke was trying to high point that, and while he was in the air, contact was made. I mean, it wasn't vicious. Zeke did go down, but he was skying for that pass from Brady, and there was contact while the ball was getting there. That's a good call by the officials. So it's going to be an automatic 1st down. Well, I take that back. It's from the spot. I mean, from the line of scrimmage. So I guess that'll make it 3rd and 12 after the 10-yard penalty. Officials now still talking about it. Wow, they are taking a while just to call this. It's automatic
so
first down.
So there is an automatic 1st down for the Tribe. That'll be the first.
So it's 15 yards.
Bill McCray
it isn't just 15 yards, because I was thinking if it's 15 yards, it's not going to be a 1st down, but it's an automatic 1st down plus the 15 yards. Good break for Jacksonville.
Let's go!
2 Indian receivers on the left side, 1 on the right. McCown,
Dede.
hand off to Mares, and Mares pushes his way with some encouragement from the sideline near the 36. You could hear 3 or 4 Indians yelling, "Push!" And they did.
And Dede pushes for 3, and here comes the freshman, Rodarius Searles, checking in for Dede. Fighting Indians going to have to sub somebody here as Alex Parra will check out of the game. One of the Jacksonville offensive linemen just kind of holding that shoulder a little bit. So 2nd down, 7.
Anthony Martini checking in. Handoff this time, right up the middle.
Searles.
And Searles out near the 30.
He'll get 5. So makes it 3rd down and a long 3 for Jacksonville. Pushes the ball down to the 31 of Chapel Hill on the opening drive of the ball game. A drive that started with a great kickoff return by senior Jermaine Taylor. Has seen it come down to 3rd and 3 here. So the Fighting Indians got a interference conversion for 3rd down on 3rd down for the first. What can they do here? Oh, no. Good.
Snap goes over the head of McCown, and that forces him all the way back into Jacksonville territory where he had to dive on that one.
This is just one of the bugaboos for Jacksonville. They have got to find somebody who can snap the ball deep. It's just been a struggle. Alex Ramirez had trouble a few weeks ago, and he's back at center, and I watched him in warm-up, and he was struggling. I mean, he'll snap some back there, and then some of them, boy, they just gets away from him. And now Jesus Nunez will come out to punt the football. Had 3rd and 3 at the 31, and now it's all the way back to the 50. Oh, bad high snap.
So a high snap. Nunez able to knock it down and corral it and get the kick away. And it's going to roll.
It is so frustrating on those
down
snaps.
inside the 25 and down there. And absolutely, Matt, the deep snap continues to be a problem for the Fighting Indians.
Oh, man, it's been brutal all year long. I know what the focus is going to be on this next year in the spring, finding somebody that can snap the ball. Not just on the offensive sets, but extra points. I mean, it was in capable hands with Ryan Walker last year, but he hurt his elbow, and, man, he just can't do it this year. He's just been hurt. So here's Chapel Hill offensively with their first snaps.
So Demetrius Brisbane leads the Dogs out, but
we got movement.
Flag flies.
On movement on Chapel Hill. Everybody's a little jumpy tonight.
Yeah.
I think it's because we don't have any internet.
It's just throwing everybody off.
That's what's going on. Jacksonville High School band, you can hear me right behind me, giving it heck to the Chapel Hill offense right in front of them, playing it.
2 receivers left, 1 right. Brisbane looks to his left, throws, got a man, picks up a few.
Mayfield, one of the leading receivers for Chapel Hill on the bubble right there.
Jabin Mayfield, and we were talking on the way over, Matt. Mayfield, one of the names here in Chapel Hill that folks will know that have gone back through the years.
Oh, man, they were a bunch of Mayfields when I played 50 years ago. I mean, there's a lot of them up here.
2 receivers on the left, one on the right. Ricky Stewart gets the handoff, and he's out over the 40-yard line.
Of course, Ricky Stewart.
He's got the first down.
The SMU commit, along with quarterback Brisbane.
Yeah.
They're juniors. They started as freshmen when they went to the 3rd round. Last year's sophomores, they took them to the semifinals. They are highly recruited players for Chapel Hill.
2 receivers each way this time for the Dogs. Brisbane rolls right, throws, got a man. Taken down right at the sticks by Zeke Whitaker.
In Brisbane, well, when he was a freshman, he's improved so much throwing the football. He finds Dylan Johnson right there for the first down.
Well, head coach Rhett Lashley at SMU is getting a good one.
Well, he's just shown so much improvement since his freshman year when he was so raw. Now he's turning into a quarterback who really reads the defense well and makes good throws.
Man in motion, gets the handoff. Jacksonville stays home, and Ricky Stewart's got nowhere to go.
They had Stewart out in the slot, Aaron, and they brought him in motion.
The replay here as he comes back in motion. The Indians stay home. I don't know who made first contact. I wasn't able to spot that number, but
actually lost a yard on the play.
Good work.
Yeah.
We'll see if Jacksonville can keep up the defensive pressure. This time, catch is made on the right side, and a burst out near the Jacksonville 40.
That's going to be a first down for Chapel Hill, and that's been a struggle for Jacksonville this year. The edges, Aaron, particularly those bubble screens and quarterbacks that can get the ball out in a hurry to their speedsters in space. So far, so good for Chapel Hill to the Jacksonville 40, first down.
So Stewart goes in motion left to right again. This time Brisbane fakes a handoff to him.
Nice
and
play.
keeps, and he's slung down.
Heck of a play
right
there.
The 42.
Man, Nehemiah Boyd. Wow. Nemo just wrapped up a Division I quarterback.
Yep, got him around the waist and would not let him go.
Just a great tackle in the open field. That's hard to do on a player like Brisbane. He'll gain about a yard, pushes it inside the Jacksonville 40 to the Fighting Indian 39.
The Dogs will go trips right, 1 left. Stewart the back, this time with Brisbane. The snap to Brisbane. He loads up, takes a deep shot into the end zone. Incomplete.
Well, Zeke Whitaker on the coverage, actually double coverage over there with Nemo, and as the ball was coming down, Zeke just didn't ever look back for it. I mean, he just kept focused, stayed focused on the receiver right there, Johnson. So it's 3rd down, 9 to go as the Fighting Indians have put Chapel Hill in a 3rd and long situation. Can they get off the field against the #1 offensive team in the state of Texas?
Chance for a big stop here for the Fighting Indian defense. Brisbane loads up, rolls right, directing traffic, puts it up.
Incomplete.
It's incomplete, so Jacksonville holds on 3rd down.
Nice contained by the Jacksonville linebackers out there, getting on the outside and forcing Brisbane to throw it. He really wanted to run that football and get it the first down via the run and flicked it out there incomplete. So 4th down, and head coach Jeff Riggin of Chapel Hill in 4-down territory is going to go for it here on 4th and 9.
So no score here between Jacksonville and Chapel Hill. Chapel Hill trying to extend this drive. As Brisbane looked like he's going to quick kick. He showed it and pulled it. And now you can hear the Indian defense shouting poison as they wanted everybody to get away from the kick that rolls out inside the 20 down near about the 16.
Well, that's a shot in the arm for Jacksonville defensively. They gave up a couple of bubble screens for big yardage, but, man, when they bending but not breaking, as the quarterback Brisbane on the quick kick, not a very good one, but it got a really good bounce for Chapel Hill. And Jacksonville will have their second offensive possession starting at their own 17.
So the Indians back to work. Matt, I may get you to spot the game clock for me.
Okay, I'm looking at 5:55.
5:55 to go here in the first. I apologize. I'd normally be on top of that.
Anthony Martini with the jump right there. These are seniors, guys. What? That's the 3rd procedure penalty on Jacksonville in the first quarter.
In week 7.
Oh, my goodness.
Not something you like to see this deep into the year. So now a handoff from McCowan, and straight ahead into the line goes Mares.
He'll get back not quite the 5 yards. He'll pick up 3, 2nd down, 12. Dede will stay in the ball game. We expect to see a lot of the freshman, Rodarius Searles, for Jacksonville tonight. But Dede's been the ball, or he's been working it.
McCowan drops back, got a little bit of time. Going to put up a deep ball, looking for Taylor. He's got him, and he's gone. Touchdown, Jermaine Taylor.
85 yards for the Fighting Indians. What a throw by Brady. Stayed in the pocket. Great protection. A very clean pocket, Aaron. Something we haven't seen a lot this year. But the offensive line got it done. And all you get, Jermaine in space, beats the corner, over the top, 85 yards. And the Fighting Indians are on the board first.
So now Jesus Nunez on to attempt the extra point. Extra points brought to you by our friends at Neighbors Coffee in downtown Jacksonville. Indians got to get their personnel in.
Well, the play clock hasn't been turned on, so that's okay. Just take your time.
They've got time.
Get a good snap here for Jesus. Arrington holding.
Snap is high. Arrington's got to take it.
Look at this.
He's going to have to run it in. So he does.
Arrington with a two-pointer.
Conversion. Trevor Arrington. Whatever it takes.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you what. When you – if you take a bad snap like that and you turn it into 2 points, things are working in your favor. Take advantage of that. Take advantage of it, and Jacksonville did.
So just over 5 minutes to go here in the first. The score now, Jacksonville 8, Chapel Hill nothing. We'll take a short break and come back. This is Fighting Indian Football on JISD Live.
We'd like to say thank you to tonight's team meal sponsor, Taco Bell. Thank you for your valued support of Jacksonville Athletics.
Bill McRae Ford has been serving East Texans since 1976. They can help you find the best deal on a used car, or if you're ready to purchase something new. Open Monday through Saturday. Bill McRae Ford. Come see us.
And we're back here at Bulldog Stadium. Jacksonville with the 8-0 lead after Brady McCowan uncorked an 85-yard strike to Taylor. and Arrington runs in a 2-point conversion. The kick is fielded inside the 20, and now Jacksonville's coverage team's got to make a tackle as the return man is into fighting Indian territory and finally dumped about the Indian 45.
Well, it's number 40 who's not on our roster for Chapel Hill, but whoever it is, he found a little slice, a little gap, moves up the field, and Jesus has to come over and make the tackle. That's definitely the candidate. We got a lot of game to play, but Jesus with the bone crusher tackle right there, but it gives Chapel Hill, or not before Chapel Hill, pushes the football to the Jacksonville 47.
So Brisbane back to work with Ricky Stewart in the backfield. And Stewart gets the handoff straight ahead. Now makes a couple of Indians miss and is spun down about the 37.
Jaden Boyd coming over and getting in on the tackle also. The junior linebacker, Josh Gaskin. Stewart will pick up 9 on that play. So quick is Ricky Stewart. 2nd and 1.
Trips left, 1 right go the Bulldog backs, the Bulldog receivers rather, as Brisbane going to hand it off to Stewart. Stewart makes a man miss. Now he's inside the 20. A flag comes in. He's finally angled out inside the 10. We'll check the flag.
Yeah, we got an injured fighting Indian. Unfortunately, it's Jaden Boyd. He's laying about the 35-yard line. Check the flag. They're going to bring this back. Would have been a 37-yard run or a 35-yard run down to the 2 before he was pushed out of bounds. But of concern now is Jacksonville senior linebacker Jaden Boyd. So, Aaron, let's take a break right here and bring it back and see how they check on Jaden.
We'll come back after this short break. This is Fighting Indian Football on JISD Live.
Since 1953, Hubert Glass Oil has been serving East Texans the finest automotive fuels and lubricants. Hubert Glass Oil Company, the clear solution for your business.
The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich is delicious. It's got that barbecue flavor, the cheese melts on top with that Texas toast. You look at it, your mouth starts watering. It's my go-to sandwich. The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich, that's my all-time favorite.
I'm Matt Montgomery. For over 40 years, my business has helped people manage their money and organize their financial life. I'm a registered investment advisor with the state of Texas and chartered financial consultant. Whether you need portfolio management or comprehensive financial planning, I can help you. Call me for a free consultation.
And we're back as Jaden Boyd being helped off the field. He is making his way off under his own power, though a little bit gingerly, so we hope he's all right.
Well, that's the good news. He's able to get up and walk off the field with those 2 ACL injuries that he's had that ruined his freshman and sophomore years. But he is walking under his own power. Here's Chapel Hill after the penalty.
2 by 2. Stewart the back. Stewart gets the ball, and he straight into the Indian line, then into the second level, and then in to the end zone for the score. And we'll check that. Actually,
32 yards.
Was that Stewart? I'll check that number. That was Stewart, okay?
Yeah, Stewart. Yep. I can just tell by the way he runs that was Stewart. It's 32 yards. So quick. Broke through the line.
Actually, I think that may have been Jaborian Cook.
Okay.
Number 2.
Oh, yeah, it was 2. I'm seeing him right now, Jaborian Cook.
So he
Good
is
call,
in
Aaron.
for the first score.
Yeah, boy, he's fast too.
Now here's the extra point attempt.
Missed
extra
it.
Points brought to you by Neighbors Coffee.
Oh, he got it?
And that one just snuck through.
That was ugly.
That looked like me before I've had my coffee, just not quite enough energy to really make it.
Really ugly.
And so
they closed the gap.
And so now the score, Jacksonville 8, Chapel Hill 7. We'll be back after a short break with more Fighting Indian Football on JISD Live.
Gene Brumlow, class of 66, and his daughter Ann Farmer proudly support Jacksonville athletics. Come on over to the South Jackson Dairy Queen and get one of their world-famous blizzards. Dairy Queen, where happy tastes good.
Tonight's game statistics are sponsored by Randy Gorham, CPA. Randy Gorham, CPA, the source for your accounting and income tax needs since 1984.
Since 2004, Legends Old Time Burger Cafe has been the home of Jacksonville's best old-fashioned hamburgers. Hand-battered chicken strips, chicken fried steak, fries, and onion rings are the best around. Legends, home of Jacksonville's best old-fashioned hamburger.
And we're back here at Bulldog Stadium, where the Bulldogs have closed the gap to 8-7. Jacksonville still with the early lead. We'll see if Jacksonville can keep their offensive momentum going. This is not good. That ball was mishandled and finally picked up by Brendan Richards, but then he tried to run backwards to make something out of nothing, and that's just not what you can do, not what you should do at this level.
I'm going to text Brendan that don't try to run backwards against Chapel Hill.
Well,
they're going to run you down.
Well, don't text him while we're here because he won't get it.
He won't get it. That's right. We don't have any internet.
So, apologies, and obviously, it doesn't even make any sense for me to apologize to the fans right now. But Matt, I am trying to keep things updated on Facebook, and that's a struggle. Yeah.
Jacksonville with the ball at their own 22, third offensive possession.
So McCown this time hands off. Mars straight ahead. And Mars is out, still on his feet. Well, it's finally brought down about the 32.
Yeah, he got a pretty good 6-yard gain right there to make it 2nd and 4. Aaron,
Right.
if Jacksonville could just stay away from those little penalties and those little moves like we just saw on the kickoff and 3 procedure penalties in the first quarter already for Jacksonville. I mean, if you can just stay away from some of those things, it looks like Jacksonville can move the football on Chapel Hill. They definitely don't have the defense that Kilgore had.
So now McCown hands off again, and Dede with a few, maybe.
Here comes Radarius Searles checking in for Dede after Mares gets, they'll give him a couple of yards on that, Aaron, so it's going to make it 3rd down and about 2 to go, maybe 1.5 yards as the ball is pushed out to the 30, and I smell bacon. I mean, it is strong. Somebody's cooking some bacon.
I thought that was a metaphor for.
I'm down here like squirrel.
Like a big package that somebody put in the game or something, but no.
Well, there's a loss on the play.
That's a mess.
And Chapel Hill just ate that up. I mean, the offensive line just got blown up there for Jacksonville. Chapel Hill just crushed it.
Yeah, they just smelled bacon and went for the pigskin.
I mean, that's what they did. Searles got the handoff, and he was immediately hit in the backfield. He tried to spin out of it. As I walk more toward the smell.
Oh, gosh.
Man, that is strong. Hey, what's going on over there?
I just hope that this is a really, really good, compelling game so that fans will come back and watch.
I mean, I feel like Homer Simpson down
because
here.
I don't want anybody to miss this quality content.
I mean, I feel like Homer Simpson down here. Bacon.
Jesus Nunez on the punt.
Nice
and
punt.
The punt takes Fighting Indian roll. And down near the Chapel Hill 40 where the Dogs will take over again.
So Nunez with a nice punt right there. And, I'm not so sure that any place on the field is really bad field position for Chapel Hill. Jason Holman said one of their best plays they have is when it's a busted play because their athletes just make stuff happen. So far in this first quarter, it's 8-6 Jacksonville, fighting in the 8-7, excuse me. Jacksonville has done a nice job of containing. They've let a couple get loose.
Now 2 receivers either way, a handoff.
There you go.
Straight ahead. Jacksonville stays home. A short gain.
Nice tackle there. Let's see. That's Big Foy.
Tell you what.
Our Spotlight Player of the Week getting up right there. Raphael Foy with a tackle.
And Raphael, they were trying to bait him there a little bit. I think one of the Chapel Hill players kind of leaned over him there for a second and had a word or two, but Raphael popped straight up.
He's a cool cat, man. He's not going to fall for that.
Man in motion from the left to the right. Now Brisbane is going to load up a deep ball. It's underthrown, but a flag.
That should be offensive interference.
We'll see where they go with it.
Jason Holman is pleading with the official right here That was clearly offensive interference.
It sure looked like that.
Well, the ball was coming down, and Jacksonville was in position to make the play. I think that's DK over there. Ball, or maybe it's Trent Powell. He's coming down with a pick, and he just gets wrapped up by the Chapel Hill receiver.
Yeah, the receiver just cleared him out.
Yeah, no call. So
call it on the defense.
Reese Hicks checks out.
That is unfortunate for Jacksonville.
What did they call right there?
Defensive pass interference was the call.
Oh, my gosh. I never saw the flag.
Yeah, the flag did come out, and so that was the concern because that should have gone the other way.
Awful. Absolutely awful.
You were right, Matt.
I'm just so disappointed this year. I know that there's a shortage of officials, but wow.
So now Brisbane with
don't let him bounce.
The handoff. He bounces it to the outside.
It's over.
He's going to score, and this time it is Ricky Stewart, and he's all the way in.
37 yards. Once he bounces it and you don't turn him in, he's gone. I mean, we're talking 4.4, 4.5 in the 40. I mean, he can go. And so that's been the concern. Jacksonville did a nice job right there, Aaron, bottling him up. They didn't wrap up. You can bottle somebody up, but you got to wrap up a guy like that. Bounces out for the score, and Chapel Hill now takes the lead.
So now the extra point attempt brought to you by our friends at Neighbors Coffee. This one is up and good. So the score now, Chapel Hill 14, Jacksonville 8. Matt, I'll get you to check the game clock for us.
It's 1:12 remaining in the first.
1:12 to go in the first. We'll be back after a short break. This is Fighting Indian Football on JISD Live.
Headed the other direction with the dunk. Carmelo Claiborne
with 22 seconds remaining. What a great play from Roberto Munoz. Wade with an opportunity, sends it to goal, and it is in. What a goal. Lauren Wade gets Jacksonville on the board.
Dr. Darwin Dar and his staff at Dar Chiropractic specialize in family chiropractic care, exercise rehab, digital x-rays, nutrition and weight loss programs, decompression, and chiropractic wellness care. Located down the street from the Tomato Bowl, Dar Chiropractic. They can help you feel better.
And we are back here at Chapel Hill's Bulldog Stadium where the home team is now taking the lead. The score, Chapel Hill 14, Jacksonville 8. And the kick,
Zeke.
fielded by Whitaker here on the near side. Let's see if he can make somebody miss. He does, but the ball comes out after he spins.
Yeah, and thank goodness for Ryan Walker.
Ryan Walker right on top of it.
Aaron, it's the little things.
Yep, it is.
I mean, it's just kickoffs have been a disaster for Jacksonville this year. Trying to make a play, Zeke just didn't protect the football. You can't be holding that thing out there like a loaf of bread. So, fortunately, Ryan Walker, the senior 3-year starter, right there to fall on it and keep possession for Jacksonville. But 14-8, Chapel Hill with the lead. We have no scoreboard. We have no internet. And I still smell bacon. Man,
we have enough power to cook bacon. However, they're doing that. McCowan throws left, incomplete. That's got to be a personal foul.
Wow, no call.
Wow.
He dropped the pass and he took a shot. I guess they felt like the guy was already in the air. Mars will check out after taking that smack. He got lit up over there on that corner. Rodarius will check in on 2nd and 10. If you're Jacksonville right here, you really got to move. You just can't give the ball back to Chapel Hill and go down 2 scores in this first quarter. I mean, you just can't keep playing catch-up like that. Blitz.
So now McCowan, hands off.
Searles.
Straight ahead goes Rodarius. He's going to keep the pile moving as the freshman, and now it's just a rugby scrum out near the 30.
Well, got a little tempers flaring right there. You know, and that's one thing I'm noticed this year, Aaron. We were talking about this last night at the JV game. The officials are allowing these scrums. Ever since you started seeing offensive linemen pushing the pile down the field, have you noticed that?
Yeah.
There's more tempers flaring. There's more chances for personal fouls. They just let They just don't. They need to blow the whistle.
Yeah, and actually, the rugby term for a moving pile like that is actually be a little more descriptive. Is actually called a maul, and that's kind of what it looks like.
That's right.
Now McCowan going to dance out of some pressure, and he will run to about the 33.
He's going to get brought down quickly by Davian Ross. 4th down, as Brady picks up about 3.
Yeah, Matt. When you see the lines come together and lock up and hold in rugby, that's your scrum. But when you're actually pushing a guy down the field, that's just a maul.
So that's going to be the end of the first quarter.
So after 1, our score: Chapel Hill 14, Jacksonville 8. We'll come back after this short break for more Fighting Indian football on JISD Live.
As ETMC joins the UT Health family, we're bringing a new vision of healthcare to East Texas, where the brightest minds in academics and medicine work together to treat the most complex health challenges and improve lives, where access to world-class medicine and cutting-edge technology will bring health, hope, and a brighter tomorrow. We are UT Health East Texas, advancing healthcare together.
When life throws you a curveball, give it to the guy who can knock it out of the park.
A high drive to right, sending Ludwig back. It's gone! Micah Hoffpower.
Call Micah Hoffpower at Texas Farm Bureau for all of your life, auto, and home insurance needs.
And we're back here at Bulldog Stadium in Chapel Hill as we get set to begin the second quarter between Fighting Indians and the Bulldogs. Chapel
Jesus
Hill
will punt.
14-8 lead, and just hope Nunez can get a good snap. He does. He rolls out with a rugby-style punt. This one blocked.
Golly.
And, boy,
wow.
Not how you drew that one up.
It's the little things, Aaron. Again, the pressure that Chapel Hill puts on the punt, that rugby punt is not going to work. I mean, when they're putting pressure on you, it's snap, catch, punt. You've got to get rid of it. You can't run sideways because they're just running you down.
Yeah. Sure. Matt, I'm a rugby fan, but if I don't have to make another rugby analogy for the rest of the night, I'll be happy.
Yeah, I'll be happy for you. So you give Chapel Hill the short field here like they need it. The Jacksonville 27.
Two receivers each way. Brisbane with the ball rolling right, looking, buying time. And now Brisbane just going to run. He spins out of one tackle, and he is going to score. And he's upended as he flips into the end zone.
27 yards, Jacksonville secondary. Heck of a job. I mean, he had to run the ball because Jacksonville did a nice job covering everybody downfield. But once Brisbane gets in the open field, he is one tough cat to catch, and he scores from 27. 20-8 with 21 maybe now on the board. There it is.
Kick is up and good. The extra point brought to you by Neighbors Coffee. The score now, Chapel Hill. I don't know where that came from. Chapel Hill 21, Jacksonville 8. We'll take a short break and come back for Fighting Indian football on JISD Live.
For the past 40 years, Swink Studio of Dance in Jacksonville has provided instruction in classical ballet, tap, jazz, hip-hop, and contemporary dance styles for students age 4 through high school. Select classes for adults and award-winning competition teams are also available. For more information or to enroll a student, contact the studio today and let's dance.
And we're back, 11:41 to go here in the first half. Score now, Chapel Hill 21, Jacksonville 8. And Matt, this thing is switched It's fast on the Indians.
Boy, just when you felt good at 8-0, boom, 20. It's 21-8. Good run back here.
Yeah.
That's how quick they can score. That's Mares, by the way, on the nice kickoff return.
All the way back near the 45 he goes. So, but yeah, that is how quick this Chapel Hill offense can hit you.
And you don't need to help them with, blocked punts and fumbles and things like that. They can do it on their own. So they had the short field, one play, 27 yards out. Brisbane scores, and now you're behind the 8 ball if you're Jacksonville, and you've given up so many points, particularly in the first quarter. The first half's been bad for Jacksonville in 2023, but the first quarters have been really brutal. So Rodarius Searles will start this series for Jacksonville at their own 45. Brady at quarterback.
2 Indian receivers on each side for McCown. Here comes the blitz, and he gets away from the pressure, but then he just has to throw it away.
Boy, Chapel Hill is bringing guys off the edge, and there's just not enough blockers there for Brady to escape. He was able to kind of sidestep the first guy and get rid of it. Jacksonville trying to set up a screen to Searles. Not there. So that's one of those freshman mistakes, but nevertheless, 2nd and 10.
So back to work they go this time. The handoff and
makes up
nice
for it here.
Burst as he gets over midfield.
Now, Rodarius just has great vision. He just knows where to find that crease, and then once he sees the crease, there's no dancing or tiptoeing. He goes straight downhill, and he pick up 6 yards, 3rd and 4. Pushes the ball just over the 50, the Chapel Hill 49.
2 receivers each way.
Blitz.
McCown got to get rid of it quick.
Oh, no.
Just throws it up to the near side, knocked away, almost intercepted.
Jackson was trying to run a bubble screen over there, and it blew up because of the blitz. And once Brady had to step up in the pocket to avoid the blitz, the bubble screen was gone. There was no other option. And he still tried to complete it, but it was incomplete. Now Fighting Indians look like they're going to go for it here. Why not?
So at 21-8, obviously 4-down territory.
See if Searles can pop one for 4 here to get the first.
McCown takes the snap. He's
there he
gonna
is.
Throw over the middle.
Jermaine
Taylor for the first down and more.
His score.
How about another touchdown for the senior Jermaine Taylor?
49 yards from Brady on the slant route.
Wide open on that slant as we see the replay, and then he just turned on the afterburners, and he got caught right as he crossed the goal line, but gets in for 6.
Well, that connection between Brady and Jermaine has really picked up the last few weeks, particularly when district started. Caught 2 against Athens. He's got 2 tonight against Chapel Hill. Had the 1 last week against a really good Kilgore defense. So that's 5 touchdowns in 3 games for Jermaine from Brady.
So now Nunez on to attempt the extra point, which is brought to you by our friends at Neighbors Coffee. Arrington holding, movement up front, a flag flies.
So I think I see what's happening. If the defense moves, Jacksonville moves. I don't know why, but it's just the defense can move, and when they move, Jacksonville moves. Oh, my goodness. So they'll move it back 5. It's going to be Michael Miles, one of the protectors on the right side over there, moving. So that will make this a 25-yard extra point. So 21-14. As I'm having to do this, these scores in my head, Aaron, because there's nothing on the scoreboard.
That's right.
Gosh, this place. Wow.
So now after the penalty, Nunez lined up again for the extra point. The hold is down, the kick is up, and it is good. So now the score, Chapel Hill 21, Jacksonville 15. Indians still in it. We'll be back after a short break for more Fighting Indian football on JISD Live.
Dr. Folden, Dr. Westbrook, Dr. Stocks, and their dental team at All Smiles provide a wide range of dental services. This includes cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, implants, and cosmetic dental care. Call and schedule your appointment at 903-586-0741.
100% beef Whataburger takes 2 hands and all of your attention. So yeah, now's the time to sneak that fry. Good thing there's plenty to savor. Good thing there's Whataburger.
And we're back here at Bulldogs Stadium. Jacksonville closed the gap. Score now, Chapel Hill 21, Jacksonville 15. Jermaine Taylor and Brady McCowan hooking up for the second score of the night.
Yeah.
And those guys have really, as you said, Matt, come on in the last few weeks.
Yeah, fifth touchdown catch by Jermaine in the last 2.5 district ball games. All 5 passes, of course, by Brady. Here's the kickoff.
So the kickoff from Nunez to the near side, fielded cleanly. Jacksonville with good kick coverage.
Yeah.
Drops the return man right at the spot, about the 34.
That's Jordan Dorsey, the junior, who's really had a heck of a junior year so far. He's one of those guys that, you didn't really expect him to step up to the varsity level. He's a great player for the JV last year, but he's like Didi Mares. You always have a couple of guys that you go, oh, wow, he's really playing well in his first varsity season. So here's Chapel Hill. They'll start this drive on their own 35. They've scored their last 3 offensive possessions.
2 receivers on the right, 1 on the left. They toss to the right side to catch.
Cameron Kelly.
And Kelly will take that near the sticks.
Aaron, he's legit 6'6". Cameron Kelly is 6'6". See him out there?
Yeah. He's hard to miss.
He is a tall drink of water.
It's number 8 on the near side.
Look how long his legs are. God. He's a basketball player playing football.
And so now, handoff is to Stewart. They're going to try to stretch this play to the left side. He's got lots of room to run, does Stewart, and he's deep into the Fighting Indian territory. And if he doesn't step out, he'll have 6. He's in. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
Oh, gosh. Wow. 56 yards for the score. Just no contained by Jacksonville. And Stewart it's a stretch play. Somebody on the outside for Jacksonville is getting pinched. They're just not turning him back inside. Nobody's using the sideline as a defender and, guarding it. He's just going down the sidelines. Wow. Here's the extra point.
The extra point attempt brought to you by Neighbors Coffee is up and good. So now the score, Chapel Hill 28, Jacksonville 15 with a quick strike offense. The Bulldogs back on the board. So we'll take a short break and come back. This is Fighting Indian Football on JISD Live.
When life throws you a curveball, give it to the guy who can knock it out of the park.
A high drive to right, sending Ludwig back. It's gone! Micah Hoffpower.
Call Micah Hoffpower at Texas Farm Bureau for all of your life, auto, and home insurance needs.
Since 1953, Hubert Glass Oil has been serving East Texans the finest automotive fuels and lubricants. Hubert Glass Oil Company, the clear solution for your business.
And we're back here at Bulldog Stadium, 10:03 to go in the first half. The score now, Chapel Hill 28, Fighting Indians 15. Fielded on the far side. Not much doing on the return. And so, Matt, we sound like a broken record, but Chapel Hill can strike fast.
Well, that's what they do. I mean, they've scored their last four possessions, and if you're Jacksonville and you don't keep coming up with 50 and 60 and 85-yard touchdown passes from Brady to Jermaine, you're going to fall behind in a hurry. So, Aaron, I just finally found the score on the scoreboard. The reason I said, they have for Jacksonville, the gold color. Of course, Jacksonville's blue and gold.
Right.
They've got a bright gold box and white numerals, 15 up there, and it's so bright you can't even see the 15.
Yeah, and that's actually on the video portion of their scoreboard, as the regular scoreboard portion is not working. That's not normally how they display the score around here, so we're told. So McCowan looking right, throwing for Mars out of the backfield, and he overthrows him.
Well, he was his check down. He's looking downfield for Brendan Richards. Brendan was covered up by the safety, and Brady hesitated, and then he shifted those shoulders and just sailed it over Didi's head. Of course, Didi's about 5'6", and you got to keep that down on him. 2nd and 10. Keep pace offensively for Jacksonville.
So now McCown, the handoff to Morris, and he's straight into the line of flag. Comes out.
Got some numbers. Chapel Hill, they have several numbers that are not on the roster. That number 90 right there, if you see the big fella standing with his hands on his hip, not on the roster.
Well, I hate to say it, Matt, but with an 0-6 Jacksonville coming in, it's very possible they've got some underclassmen up.
If he's an underclassman, my gosh.
I mean, that's true. He may not be, but that may be the reason for some of those players not to be on the roster. Meanwhile, a chop blocked the call against Jacksonville.
And it's a big one. 15 from the spot, pushes it back to the 18-yard line of the Fighting Indians. So now you're looking at 2nd down and 27 because it was from that spot. Wow. Chop block on an off-tackle play. I don't know.
Not sure. McCowan rolling right under all kinds of pressure. He had to throw that one away.
Well, Chapel Hill is just bull rushing. I mean, they're just knocking Jacksonville's offensive line on their back. I mean, I'm looking straight down the line, and it was just pancake from the defensive side. And Brady just had to get rid of that one. 3rd down and Troop. So doubles on the left.
See if Jacksonville can keep the drive going or what they choose to do here. The handoff is a right side stretch with Searles, the freshman. And so it looks like Jacksonville content to just punt it away again.
So Jesus will check in, and I'm pretty sure, I'm not gonna commit to it. I'm pretty sure this will not be a rugby-style punt. At least that's what I'm pulling for here.
You wouldn't think so because he is lined up right at about his own 10-yard line, and you're on that far side hash. And so
it's the rush. It's the speed of Chapel Hill getting back there.
Yeah, you can see him bringing up the pressure already. That's a low snap.
Good job, Jesus.
Nunez able to get that one away, and it'll roll dead just short of midfield, so Chapel Hill will take over in Jacksonville territory.
Nice job by Nunez just picking up that bad snap. It dribbled back to him, and he did the 1-2 pop as expected, but once again, Chapel Hill with field position with 9:30 remaining in the first half, up 28-15, and they'll start this offensive drive as I'm waiting for the official to finally put it down at the Jacksonville 49.
So Brisbane and Stewart back to work in the backfield. Now man in motion from the left to the right. He gets the jet sweep handoff.
That's Dylan
Johnson takes it up.
Nice tackle.
At the 42.
Elijah Thompson. Nice job of support from his outside linebacker position, or excuse me, a strong safety position coming up and making the tackle.
Stay active, bro. Stay active.
Pick up 6, 2nd and 4, though.
2 receivers each way this time for the Bulldogs as the handoff straight ahead. And again, Stewart won't be stopped.
Yeah.
It's going to come back, surely.
Well, there was a hold on Nemo over here that was just awful. Number 8, Cameron Kelly, the 6'6" guy, on I mean, he just held Nemo bad. I think that'll be the call. That's why Stewart was able to scoot down the sidelines. Nemo had him pinned, and boy, number 8 just came over there, Cameron Kelly of Chapel Hill, and just grabbed the jersey and just held on to it. Nemo falls on his back. He turns around, he bounces up and does his hands out to the official and says, wait, what? And they get it.
So, yeah, that one will come back, but Stewart is a speedster. He showed it there again, so he had a little help.
Wasn't even going full speed either.
No, he wasn't.
He's just kind of trotting down the sidelines.
He could flip a light switch and be in bed before the room got dark.
Oh, he can run. So second down after the penalty, and from the spot, it's 2nd and 8.
So Brisbane drops back. He heaves deep.
Nice play, Nemo. Beat on the play, and he recovers. And that is a great job by the senior Nehemiah Boyd right there, coming up a little bit gimpy as he's going up against the 6'6" Cameron Kelly. Great ball thrown by Brisbane. That's going to be a touchdown unless Nemo recovers. He got on his horse, pedaled back, knocks it away. Late substitution, Dede checks out. Zeke checks in at the right corner.
So Brisbane going to keep this time. Big tackle made there.
Beautiful tackle. Nice.
As he tried to go right through the middle.
Trent Powell, Gaskin teaming up to wrap up Brisbane.
Yeah, they made sure that he was not going to escape.
4th down, and let's see if Jacksonville can get a stop here defensively as Jermaine checks in at the left corner on 4th and 5. Dogs going for it.
Dogs have scored on each of their first 4 possessions, the last 4 possessions rather. So this would be a big stop for Jacksonville. 2 receivers each way. Stewart the back. Stewart gets the handoff, and he's straight ahead down to about the Jacksonville 37.
So
Jacksonville coaches are.
Let's see the spot. It's Jacksonville
saying
football.
That it's short, and it is. So the Indians take over on downs. Brisbane still out and signaling first down.
Officials are looking at it, but it is short. I mean, the stake is it's on this yard line right here. It should be Jacksonville football. It looks like they're going to bring it out.
Yeah, they probably will measure. The ball is sitting.
I'm eyeballing it, and it's short.
The ball is sitting at the Jacksonville 39-yard line, and it looks like the stake is maybe between the 38 and the 39. Let's see as they bring the stakes out. And they stretch it out. Well, let's see.
Man, somebody moved that football, Aaron. That ball was not right there.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's short, big time.
Yeah,
short.
He's well short. So Jacksonville takes over.
I don't even know why they measured.
I'm not sure either.
I mean, when it's like a yard off, somebody needs to go to the optometrist because it wasn't even close. Jacksonville defense gets the stop on 4th and 5. Stewart stopped.
So about 8 minutes to go here in the half. Jacksonville with a chance now to close the gap back to 1 score.
Hey, plenty of time to do that. Work the ball down the field, or hey, you've hit some home runs. Do you have a third home run that you can shoot right here? Try to hit right here, I mean.
McCowan drops back. Under some pressure. Now he puts the ball up deep. Oh, he overthrows his man who was wide open.
Oh, man, Richards was open.
As Brendan Richards
just led him just a little bit too much.
All alone.
Oh, man, Richards had him beat by 10 yards. I really thought Richards was going to be able to run to that ball, but he just kind of kept going toward the goalpost, and the ball was kind of coming to the side. But maybe if he'd have just kind of planted his foot a little bit, he could have caught that. Wow. So Jacksonville on first down takes a shot down the field. Incomplete. Blitz.
So here come the Bulldogs, and Morris is swallowed up.
They're bringing their edges. Trevor Brooks that time, the linebacker, they're bringing their linebackers around the edge. When Jacksonville goes doubles right, the weak side linebacker is coming. And he's just coming off the backside, and he's running the running back down or running Brady down, whoever's in the backfield with the ball. I mean, good defensive play calls by Chapel Hill. Jacksonville's going to take a timeout. They're first.
So we'll take it with them, and we'll be back after a short break for more Fighting Indian football on JISD Live.
As ETMC joins the UT Health family, we're bringing a new vision of healthcare to East Texas, where the brightest minds in academics and medicine work together to treat the most complex health challenges and improve lives, where access to world-class medicine and cutting-edge technology will bring health, hope, and a brighter tomorrow. We are UT Health East Texas, advancing healthcare together.
Dr. Darwin Dar and his staff at Dar Chiropractic specialize in family chiropractic care, exercise rehab, digital x-rays, nutrition and weight loss programs, decompression, and chiropractic wellness care. Located down the street from the Tomato Bowl, Dar Chiropractic. They can help you feel better.
And we are back live here. Well, we're live, although we're recording.
We're relatively live.
We're alive.
We're alive. We're breathing. Another blitz.
So now McCowan under pressure, rolling left. Got to put it up to the near side, looking for Taylor. Underthrew him, but thankfully also underthrew everybody else.
Well, I mean, Brady just did a heck of a job getting that ball loose. I mean, another blitz by Chapel Hill, and Fighting Indian offense is going to have to come over and talk about it. And they're going to have to figure out how their 5 can block Chapel Hill's 6. It's not going to be with deep passes. I mean, Brady's going to get his clock clean. He sidestepped that one. Thankfully, it was underthrown so nobody could get it. So here's Jesus Nunez in familiar territory, punting deep in his own territory to give Chapel Hill another short field unless he gets a boomer here. So Jacksonville is going to get a penalty for illegal substitution.
Flag came out.
It is week 7.
Well, we're sitting right next to the Jacksonville coaches, and they didn't think that package should have been in. Let me just put it that way. I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus.
So Walker Dublin was coming out of the ball game, and now he came back to the huddle, and now Jared Holman is saying, do I come out? Now he's going back to the huddle, and now here goes Walker. They talk it out, and Walker's going to leave. I guess they flipped the coin.
We'll talk about it off air.
Wow. So here's Nunez 5 yards back to punt this one. Really deep in his own territory. Oh, no.
Low snap, but he's able to pick it up and boot it away. Fielded cleanly, though, and now they've got to stop Mayfield. And they finally trip him up about midfield.
Yeah, nice tackle by Deshaun Edwards. And,
actually, Mayfield comes up a little bit gimpy as well. So
good coverage downfield by Jared Holman. He had the first shot at Mayfield and forced Mayfield to go back to the inside, and that's where Deshaun Edwards for Jacksonville, number 13, was able to bring him down. So stop me if you've heard this, but Chapel Hill with another short field. They'll start this drive at the 50. I think they've had 5 possessions, 6 possessions so far in this first half, and I think 5 of them have been like at the 50 or inside the 50. Feels like anyway.
They'll start with trips left and 1 right, and Brisbane wants to go to the left side, and it's almost intercepted.
That is a pick 6,
That would have been 6.
Oh, my goodness, that's a pick 6, DK. DK, come on.
Datavius Kincaid. That would have been, Matt, the first Fighting Indian interception of the year.
Broke on the ball. It was lazily thrown there by Brisbane. He probably shouldn't have thrown that one in. Boy, DK broke on it. Just dropped it. Incomplete. 2nd 10.
Nobody's more surprised than DK.
He made a great break on the ball.
Trips left, 1 right. Brisbane this time hands off to Stewart. Stewart again. Turns on the afterburners. Stretches the play to the left side, and a big first down for the Bulldogs.
Well, Zeke Whitaker came up from his safety position and Stewart looked like he was about to go right up the middle and score, and boy, he saw Zeke coming, and he kind of eluded him, and then he gets pushed out of bounds by another fighting Indian on the far side. So Zeke does a nice job forcing Stewart to go toward that sideline and get some help, but not before Stewart picks up a Bulldog first down in Jacksonville territory at the 44.
Trips right, one left is the set this time for the Bulldogs. Brisbane with all kinds of time, but the Jacksonville secondary doing a nice job.
This is what you don't want to see.
Brisbane is going to run, and he'll be tripped up right about the Jacksonville 28.
Well, that's what Coach Holman was talking about in smoke signals. It seems like when Jacksonville, tremendous job right there in the secondary, covered up all the receivers. The only problem is when you got a guy like Brisbane who can run like that, he kind of takes your breath away. Fortunately, Jacksonville trips him up, but he'll pick up about 8, 2nd and 2.
So Brisbane now going to fire to the right side, set up a screen. It's a good one, and it's a score.
Not much you can do. DeMarcian Blaylock.
Easy for you to say.
Thank you. Number 15, the sophomore. Got a nice hold there by Cameron Kelly, again, on Nemo. They're not going to call that. I mean, he's stalking him downfield. He's got his hands on his jersey. He's pulling on him, and Nemo's like, what do I got to do to get a hold? Well, they got the last one, but not that one. Clearly a hold on Nemo.
So now the extra point attempt brought to you by Neighbors Coffee. The kick is up and good.
Into the trees.
And so now, don't see that very often anymore. Now the score, Chapel Hill 35, Jacksonville 15. We'll take a short break and come back for more Fighting Indian football on JISD Live.
Gene Brumlow, class of 66, and his daughter Ann Farmer proudly support Jacksonville athletics. Come on over to the South Jackson Dairy Queen and get one of their world-famous blizzards. Dairy Queen, where happy tastes good.
Tonight's game statistics are sponsored by Randy Gorham, CPA. Randy Gorham, CPA, the source for your accounting and income tax needs since 1984.
For the first day of school, for the last day of work, for the satisfaction of a job well done, for the ideas that change the world, for good times, for not so good times, for her future and hers and his. For serving our customers and connecting communities, we're here with you for good. Austin Bank. For good.
And we're back here at Bulldog Stadium in Chapel Hill, where Bulldogs have just extended their lead.
Golly, man, let it go out of
and
bounds.
That kick, that kick is headed out of bounds. Should not have been fielded, but it was.
Just trying to protect the possession there, Didi Mares, and he'll learn. He turned around and said, oh, I'm on the sidelines. It would have been out of bounds for sure. So the Fighting Indians will get it at their 22. 6:04 remaining in the second quarter. Stay with us for the Whataburger halftime report. Of course, we'll have the Jacksonville High School Band along with the Cherokee Charmers, Jacksonville Drill Team, and, of course, our All Smiles halftime interview with head coach Jason Holman. Todd will be along with Stats, sponsored by Randy Gorham. As I'm getting all kinds of texts from Mr. Gorham. What's the score? What's going on?
And I can't send a text message, so I'm trying everything I can do up here.
Searles.
This one flung out to Searles, and then he's flung to the turf.
He'll lose 4. On the screen, he was the check down, and Brady is talking to him about, hey, keep going, keep flaring out. I'm going to lead you, and you stopped, and that's where they caught you. Nah, he didn't say all that to him. I'm just thinking that might have been a conversation that could be had. So loss of 4, 2nd and 14 now for the Fighting Indians. Freshman, he'll learn. Very talented.
So 2 by 2 go the Indian receivers. Chapel Hill showing blitz again.
They're coming. Motion. Nope, timeout. Fighting Indians, I think. Wait.
Well, it
Nope.
looked like they did call. Yeah, it looks like there was a call. I think it was motion against Jacksonville.
Well, I called timeout because I heard our the Jacksonville training staff saying water, water, water. That's a timeout call. Go get the kids some water. Nope, it's a penalty on Jacksonville. 2nd down, 20.
So the Indians now, the snap goes over the head.
Well, Jacksonville gets a break right there.
Yeah, the whistle blew almost immediately.
Gosh, oh moly. Come on, Alex. Got to get that snap back. Jacksonville jumped. Actually, 2 guys, Jermaine as well as Brendan Richards. They both jumped, and then the snap goes over Brady's head, and Jacksonville's going to get 5 more. That is the 5th procedure penalty on the Jacksonville offensive line. Well, actually, 5 on the offensive line. That one was on the 2 receivers here split out left.
So, yeah, Jacksonville does get a break, though, as the safety is avoided.
Boy, Chapel Hill closes in a hurry on Searles right there. There's a nice delay draw to the freshman, and Brady did a nice job selling it. I thought Searles was going to get through there. Boy, in Chapel Hill, their team speed. Woof. They shut that down in a hurry. 3rd down, 19 for Jacksonville. Boy, Aaron, you really want to get to where you don't have your punter standing in his end zone here.
Yeah, there's the quick toss from McCowan. It's caught.
Jermaine.
And Taylor.
He won't get the first down, but he's going to get a lot of yardage.
Yeah, you can see just.
He'll get 14.
Catch, a nice block there as he was able to get up to speed.
Little tunnel screen right there, Fighting Indian offensive line. Nice job getting in the outside and creating that tunnel for Jermaine. So Fighting Indians looking at 4th down. And I do not see the call for Jesus right here yet. So it's 4th down and 6 from your own 26. No punt.
Well, this is a bold call. Let's see what Jacksonville has in store, or if they call a timeout and
it's going to be procedure on Jacksonville. Again, Chapel Hill jumped on the hard count, and Jacksonville's offensive line responded with a jump of their own. Now Brady's waving. Come on, let's punt it. Come on, punt the ball. Yep, Brady makes the call. Coach Holman says, I agree. Go, Jesus. You had him on the hard count, and they jumped.
Yeah, but you've got to
hold your water.
As we like to say, I was just about to say, you've got to hold your water if you're the Jacksonville
7 procedure calls. 7 in the first half.
Well, let me just quote you, partner. Good grief, Amoli.
Yeah. I've heard that.
Nunez with the punt.
Nice punt.
Nice tall punt that's fair caught. But again, right at the Jacksonville 49. So again, Chapel Hill on the plus side.
If you're Jacksonville, look, you're down 20 points. You're within striking distance. There's 2:59 remaining right here. Just don't give it up. Don't try to, keep them out of the end zone. Try to go in down 3 scores. That's reasonable. We won't see 2 of the Jacksonville defensive starters for the rest of the night, Aaron. Reese Hicks has got an ice bag around his ankle. He's on crutches. Jaden Boyd also on crutches. The pads are off.
Oh, man.
2 starters lost right there.
And Jacksonville didn't have a lot of healthy players to choose from coming into the ball game.
They did not. Do a nice job, does the Jacksonville defense here on the bubble screen. We'll call it a host of Indians on the tackle. Trent Powell leading that charge.
Yeah, your word was better than the PA. He just said a number of Indians. I like a host.
Like a host.
Nice job.
A tribe of Indians.
Yeah, a war party, if you will. Handoff is to Ricky Stewart, and he just spins out of contact. Does Stewart
What was that?
And he's going to walk in for 6. What in the world?
What happened there with Elijah Thompson?
Not sure.
No, I mean DK. What was DK just stopped? I don't know what happened right there.
And Stewart ran into contact, and he had, 2 or 3 Indians probably with a shot at him. And he spins off of him, and then he's gone.
But DK had him on the sideline, and he just let him run by him. I don't understand what happened there. I do not want to see that replay.
So now the extra point attempt, brought to you by Neighbors Coffee, is up, and it's good. So the score now, Chapel Hill 42 and Jacksonville 15. We'll take a short break and be back for more Fighting Indian football on JISD Live.
For the past 40 years, Swink Studio of Dance in Jacksonville has provided instruction in classical ballet, tap, jazz, hip-hop, and contemporary dance styles for students age 4 through high school. Select classes for adults and award-winning competition teams are also available. For more information or to enroll a student, contact the studio today and let's dance.
Bill McRae Ford has been serving East Texans since 1976. They can help you find the best deal on a used car or if you're ready to purchase something new. Open Monday through Saturday. Bill McRae Ford. Come see us.
And we are back here at Bulldogs Stadium in Chapel Hill, where the Bulldogs are beginning to take control, Matt. The lead now 42-15.
Yeah, this is what you just, if you're Jacksonville, this is what you just can't have. When you have the football, you got to do something with it, or they're just going to pound you into the ground, scoring, and that's what they do well. Averaging 51 coming into the game. They're already at 42 here before the half. 2:16 remaining. Well, you really felt good after that first quarter, and
yeah, he sure
really,
did.
really the first 2 or 3 minutes of the second quarter.
And we were just talking about how unfortunate it was that we were not able to be streaming live because that first quarter was very exciting. We wish the Fighting Indian fans would have been along for that.
Well,
but now the wheels have started to fall off a bit.
And it's mistakes. I mean, it's things like it's the procedures, it's the punt blocks, it's the fumbled kickoffs, it's those little things that Jacksonville continues to do that shoots themselves in the foot. They've already shown they can move the ball. They can run it. They can throw it. Can't stay away from the mistakes. Got to improve. Got to work on that. I know it's week 7, but you still got to work on it.
So McCown handing it off.
Searles.
And Searles will fight his way out over the 35 to about the 36. So running hard.
He'll pick up. Nice gain, second 3. Picks up 7.
So McCown going to look left, try to set up a screen to Richards. Not going to work as he's blown up by Mayfield.
Well, typically on a bubble screen, you get a blocker out in front.
I mean, that's
and that's why Mayfield makes the tackle, because there was no block on Mayfield. So.
Yeah, in order for the screen to work, there has to be,
you got to have a blocker. You got to have a blocker there, a whiff on the block, and boy, Brendan Richards had nowhere to go. So Chapel Hill with 1:29 remaining in the first half, they're going to take a timeout here. They want to get the football back. If they get another stop here on 3rd down and 5 after a loss of 2.
They're thinking style points in this week 7 game.
They had a bad taste in their mouth after last week's game at Palestine, where they only won 40-31. They were up in that game pretty handily. And Palestine came back in the second half and just played hard. And it was a 40-31. Chapel Hill hung on to win 40-31. And so they did not feel good, I'm sure, going into this week's practice after that outing last week. I mean, how about that? You feel bad because you won 40-31. What's that feel like? You're the number 1 team in the state.
Well,
and they're trying to show that tonight. So 3rd down, 5 to go for Jacksonville. Fighting Indians again coming in the ballgame. 40% conversion rate on third downs.
So we'll see if McCowan can make a connection, or in this case, he hands it off.
Yeah, it's Searles.
And
Bust through
Searles
for the first.
Picks up that Bill McCray Ford first down.
Yeah, take that timeout back, Chapel Hill. Fighting Indians are going to get that first down on the run by Searles, who will. Well, we got another timeout here. Let's see. I don't know who took that one. Didn't catch that, Aaron. Sorry. Well, it's a first down. I'm not sure Chapel Hill would take that one, but maybe they did.
So
Stay with us. I'm sorry, Aaron.
Sorry, I was just about to say the same thing. I was about to set up the halftime report. Go ahead, partner.
No, that's Whataburger Halftime Report. Appreciate our friends at Whataburger sponsoring all of our halftime activities, including the Jacksonville High School Band, the Cherokee Charmers, and the Jacksonville Majorettes. We'll also have our All Smiles halftime interview with head coach Jason Holman. Halftime statistics brought to you by Randy Gorham. Todd will be along with those from the next room next door in the little Cracker Barrel press box that you guys are sitting in right now.
I'm just saying I've been in bigger deer stands. With bigger windows, too.
Yeah.
And internet, no, okay.
Have we said there's no internet?
That's a stretch, but.
First down, Jacksonville.
McCowan looking to fire over the middle. Tipped and incomplete. He was looking for Jermaine, and he's lucky that one wasn't intercepted.
Yeah, Jalen Smith, nice job tipping that away. Jermaine was going up to high point that thing, and Smith for Chapel Hill got those fingertips on it, 2nd and 10. Stops the clock with 1:17 remaining.
So now,
Searles.
Hand off to Searles, and flag flies. As Searles is taken down, we'll see.
Was that a face mask?
Check the call here. I think somebody was offside.
Yeah, I saw some movement on the Chapel Hill front there. I just saw Searles' head kind of get snapped around there, but maybe that's not the call. It's against Jacksonville. No other way to say it, Aaron. Chapel Hill is just wearing Jacksonville's offensive line out tonight so far, and it's just been that blue front has just been cratering Jacksonville's offensive line.
I'll tell you what, that number 90, who is not on our roster.
Yeah, he's massive.
He is gigantic.
I mean, he's huge.
Like I said, I doubt he's one of the underclassmen that's playing up, but there may be a few, but I don't know that he's one of them.
Chapel Hill will take a timeout here. Let's take one.
We'll take it with them and come back for more Fighting Indian Football on JISD Live.
We'd like to say thank you to tonight's team meal sponsor, Taco Bell. Thank you for your valued support of Jacksonville Athletics.
Bill McCray Ford has been serving East Texans since 1976. They can help you find the best deal on a used car, or if you're ready to purchase something new. Open Monday through Saturday. Bill McCray Ford. Come see us.
And we are back here at Bulldogs Stadium. Jacksonville trailing Chapel Hill by a score of 42-15 here in the first half. Chapel Hill as good as advertised, Matt.
No doubt, especially on offense.
Yeah, I do wonder about this defense a little bit. With the handoff now to Searles, and he will battle his way over the 30.
Yeah, I'm wondering about that too, Aaron. I mean, of course, they are ranked number 1 in the state, but I'm just kind of wondering if they have that kind of stop-type defense, they're going to run into some people that are going to score on them. So unless their offense can outscore them, I see Chapel Hill struggling as they get deeper and deeper in the playoffs, because I see some chinks in this armor on their defense.
Well, I'll tell you what, they are on a crash course for what should be a barn burner of a district championship game in Week 10 with Kilgore, and I've got to give Kilgore the defensive nod in that one.
Yep, and offensively, Kilgore's not far behind. They have some playmakers as well. So, I mean, I'm like you. I'm picking Kilgore on that one. Now, Jacksonville is going to take a timeout. So they stopped the clock with 23 seconds. So I got a question for you. Well, they ran a play. I'm sorry, I was about to ask how the clock got started, but they ran a play, and Jacksonville decided to call timeout. Not sure why.
So 23 seconds to go here
take a shot here, huh?
In the half. And yeah, Matt, you said Chapel Hill came into the ball game averaging, was it 51 points a game?
Yep, 51.
And they are at 42.
Well, they scored 40 last week, and they were a little upset because they were way under their average. So.
Yeah, well, they are at 42 with 23 seconds to go here in the first half.
Here comes Jacksonville out of the huddle.
See if Jacksonville takes a shot here. Of course, Jacksonville received the kickoff to start the ball game, so they'll be kicking to Chapel Hill. Jermaine Taylor has a catch.
He'll get a first down.
He's got the Bill McCray Ford first down.
Wait a minute. He did not give him the first down.
Well, let's see where he actually – see if his knee might have gone down.
Yeah, they're going to run the clock out on that one. His knee went down on the 49.
Yeah, he was just short of the line to gain for the first down.
That's the first half.
And so that will do it for the first half here. The score, Chapel Hill 42, Jacksonville 15.
We'll get head coach Jason Holman here in our All Smiles halftime report here in just a moment. Halftime interview. We got the Whataburger halftime report. I got too many reports running through my head.
There you go. So as Coach Holman makes his way over, Matt, we'll send it back down to you.
I appreciate that. Coach Holman pausing to talk to Reese Hicks as Jacksonville now has 3 fighting Indians on crutches. I think I saw either Martini or Ramirez on crutches as well. Coach, great start. Chapel Hill offensively definitely know what they can do, but your offense really did a nice job getting some big plays and had a great first quarter, start off great in the second quarter, and then they just got kicked in.
Yeah, well, we get 2 drives into us and a defensive stop, and then we got 2 hurt walking out of the game. But, yeah, we got to tackle better. We've had them plugged up plenty of times. We've had them wrapped up and let go, and then they pop it on us. Had a little trouble on the perimeter. We got to be more physical out here on the outside and get off of blocks, and got to get some stops defensively, and then we got to eliminate the negative yardage.
Yeah, but the injuries continue to build up. Reese and Jaden won't be back in the second half. That's a tough loss for your defense.
Yeah, and Alex Barr came out at center too, so it's one of those nights.
Oh, man. Rains and
we're going to keep
buddy.
fighting.
All right, hang in there, Coach.
Thank you.
Head coach Jason Holman, once again, just the injuries just continue to pile up, guys. I've never seen a year where so many young men have been injured, so that's tough. All right, guys, let's watch the Cherokee Charmers here at the half.
Charmer Sergeants for the 2023-24 school year are Sergeant Hazel Modesto, Sergeant Ashton Washburn, Sergeant Kaylee Galvan, Sergeant Ada Pacheco, Sergeant Ann Chaplin, Rebecca Orr, and Head Sergeant Alyssa Nance. Charmer officers from left to right are First Lieutenant Mia Sanchez, Junior Lieutenant Anna Sanford, Junior Lieutenant Krishley Von Zuken, and in the center, Captain Andrea Hernandez. Charmer of the Week is Melanie Salmaron. Watch now as the Charmers perform a kick routine to the 80s Wham hit, Freedom. The Charmers are under the direction of Maddie Montgomery and Tiffany Alexander. Ladies and gentlemen, the award-winning Cherokee Charmers. And now, introducing the Jacksonville Indian Majorettes, directed by Brianne G. Officers are Junior Lieutenant Angeles Grimaldo, Junior Lieutenant Alyssa Ryan, First Lieutenant Juliana Salazar, and your Captain, Natalie Joseph. Twirler of the Week is Sophie McNeil. Watch now as the twirlers perform to Rock and Roll. And now, JISD is proud to present the Jacksonville Fightin' Indian Band. The band is under the field direction of senior drum majors Juan Pablo Hernandez and Luis Ortega, and head drum major Brennan Hack. The band will perform to Bacchus Fanfare and KLP's Pride of Arizona and Carrollton Marches. Now at the center of the field, one of the most decorated military marching bands in the great state of Texas. The Jacksonville Fightin' Indian Band.
Jacksonville High School Band performing here on the Whataburger Halftime Report. We're at Chapel Hill Bulldogs Stadium. It's halftime where Chapel Hill leads Jacksonville by a score of 42-15. Guys, I'm going to throw it back up to y'all for the statistics and whatever suits your fancy that you want to talk about, huh?
Sounds good, Matt. Thanks. We'll bring Todd Travis in for the first half statistics brought to you by Randy Gorham CPA. And Todd, much like the internet situation here at Bulldog Stadium, the Indians not really able to get much going on the stream. Not able to stream much in the first half. Let's say they were buffering a bit, down 42-15.
Well, and I hate that we're not able to stream it because I think we did have some bright spots there and several good plays that were exciting to be here watching.
Yeah, absolutely. The first half started really well. First quarter, started really well for the Fighting Indians, obviously getting the first score. Then Trevor Arrington with a heads-up play to run in that first 2-point conversion, and that put Jacksonville up 8-0. And that was obviously a big momentum boost and a builder, so to speak, for Jacksonville. But unfortunately, this quick strike Chapel Hill offense went to work soon after and shown what they can do and why they are number one in the state. It is a well-deserved ranking. And Ryan, as you join us, it's been kind of like watching, ping pong or something, just with the speed with which Chapel Hill is back in the end zone.
They definitely have a lot of speed, both quarterback and running back positions, and they've got some really solid receivers as well. But the ball has been in the hands of the runners tonight between their quarterback and their running back, and they've had a lot of success. Jacksonville's kind of struggled through this first part of the season stopping the run, especially outside the tackles, and that's kind of where that they have been beat once again tonight here against Chapel Hill.
Yeah, and Chapel Hill with the big number on the board, 42-15, where it matters. But Todd, let's go behind the numbers a little bit, and we'll take a look at the statistics as they shape up here after one half of play.
Jacksonville had 38 yards rushing in the first half on 19 carries. They had 158 yards receiving on 7 catches.
Well, and I'll stop you right there. And if you the big number to compare that to, let's look at the rushing total for Chapel Hill. So Jacksonville had 38, and Chapel Hill, what have they got, Todd?
288 yards.
Wow. Yeah, that's tough to overcome. And when you got a guy, you've got a guy like Ricky Stewart, but not only did you have Ricky Stewart causing a problem for the Indians, but obviously Brisbane can do it with his feet as well, as can Jaborian Cook, who got in and scored one of those touchdowns. And so that's, to me, Ryan, that's one of the things that stands out is the number of ways Chapel Hill can hit you on the ground. I mean, it's not just one guy.
Oh yeah, they've had quite a few guys carrying the ball, and I think Jacksonville tonight has had a number of explosive plays that we haven't seen so far this season until really tonight. We've got some big plays to Jermaine. He's been a force tonight. Lots of receiving yards. I think he's got both touchdowns. Is that right?
He does.
He's able to find some space tonight, and Brady's doing a good job hitting him with the ball and leading him a little bit so that he can get behind those defenders and then have some room to run.
Yeah, and then once he's able to turn it on, you're going to have a hard time catching him. And we've even seen a couple of other deep shots that Jacksonville just missed. One that stands out is that one where Brendan Richards had gotten behind everybody and was all alone, and unfortunately Brady just not quite able to hook up with him. But that's been a point, and that was one of the things that I mentioned to Matt in the first half, talking about kind of the difference in Chapel Hill and Kilgore and how they might stack up, and talking about the Chapel Hill defense. Well, it sure looks, guys, like after the first half anyway, that this is a Chapel Hill defense that's a little bit susceptible to the deep ball.
It sure seems that way. We really haven't had a lot of success running the football tonight. Most of our success in the first half has come through the air. which is good because we have seen where the first 6 games, it almost seems like the rushing attack is kind of what's working a lot of the time. We've had some pretty good passing plays through those first 6 games, but a really, really good showing here tonight in the passing game. And, you know, I mentioned those explosive plays, and it's important for Jacksonville defensively to eliminate those, especially when you look forward to, like, next week's game against Palestine, where you're not playing the number 1 team in the state, and you're going to need both the explosive plays on offense and to negate as many of those for Palestine as you can defensively.
Yeah, absolutely. You're not playing the number 1 team in the state in Palestine, but, boy, they gave this number 1 team in the state a fight in the second half last week.
They did.
And so you're also, you know, not going into a ball game where you can take anything for granted if you're at Jacksonville. And, you know, one of the things you need to do or would like to have done is to be able to go into that game as healthy as possible. Unfortunately, the injury bug bit again, not once, but 3 times in the first half against the Indians. And, man, when it rains, it pours.
Mm-hmm. It seems to be that way. You know, Jacksonville's had lots of injuries this season, and they've had some guys that have stepped up and tried to fill those roles. But when you're expecting to have your starters and those guys go down in the first quarter or the first half of a game, you know, that really kind of throws off the vibe on whatever offensively or defensively, wherever those guys are missing. Especially when you have a guy that's your center for the night go out in the first half. That definitely does not help, especially when you've had the issues snapping the ball that Jacksonville's had.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's been an issue that's popped up again tonight, the snapping issues, and also just the procedure, just the movement by Jacksonville. A lot of false starts, a lot of just looks like unsure of what we're doing, not quite watching the ball like you'd like to see, and those things need to be ironed out if Jacksonville is going to fight back in this second half and make this game a little bit more respectable, or maybe even, you know, pull off a big comeback. Certainly, if they're going to pull off a stunning comeback, you're going to have to play perfect football, but certainly going to want to see some of those issues cleaned up. Hey, Todd, let's take a quick look.
And we did get a couple stops there.
Go ahead.
No, you're good. We did get a couple stops. We stopped them just short on 4th down.
Yep.
And I think Chapel Hill was really surprised.
Yeah.
So that was
we came out of the gate hot. You know, we go out, get a big touchdown play. The snap on the extra point doesn't exactly go how we would have liked to have seen it, but a really good heads-up play to get around the corner and get in for that 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
And then you come out and stop them defensively. I mean, that's huge. That's probably not something that anybody would have expected on that first drive from Chapel Hill.
Mm-hmm. And they tried to kick it with the quarterback, and it really didn't work very well for them. And we had pretty good field position there. So
we did.
And you kind of had to feel like at that point, I mean, that's kind of a punch in the mouth for the number 1 team in the state.
Absolutely.
It definitely is.
Find themselves in that situation, but
it definitely is. You know, I think even on that second drive that we had some good forward plays that were quickly then taken out by the procedure calls and the penalties.
Yeah, that's the thing you can't do when you play a team this good. When you get some momentum rolling, you know, you can't shoot yourself in the foot and, you know, go 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and
we do have
or 1 step forward and 2 steps
backup center
back.
stepping in to try.
Yeah, that's true.
We had already been struggling with the snap. Now you've got a new center in there, and so we had a few mistakes there where, fortunately, there was a penalty called when we snapped the one over Brady's head into the end zone, or that could have cost us some points there. But
well, Todd, let's take a quick look, if we can, at the Jacksonville individual stats. Especially, I'm very interested to see what Jermaine Taylor has been able to rack up. I know he's got the 2 scores.
Searles is the leading rusher with 9 carries for a total of 40 yards. Mares has 7 for 10 yards. Passing, Brady McCowan, 7 completions on 16 attempts for 158 yards and 2 touchdowns. Receiving, Jermaine Taylor, 4 catches for 164 yards, 2 touchdowns. And Brendan Richards has a catch. Dede Maris has a catch for -2 yards, and Searles has a catch for 1 catch for -3.
So Jermaine Taylor certainly pacing the offense, but I'd like
Well,
to see
and when you look at those catches, I think all of those were thrown on like flat routes out, and
yeah.
I mean, Chapel Hill's doing a good job defensively, jumping that and not allowing us to gain any yards. But really, the deep ball down the field is what Jacksonville's had success with tonight, and so
Yes.
I would
Yeah,
expect
absolutely.
to see quite a bit more of that, especially probably to Jermaine. We really need to figure out how to get Zeke involved as well.
Yeah.
Because he's another deep threat that we've got
Did
on
we
the
even
outside.
throw it to him?
I think we
one
had
time in the first half.
I think
one
he may
or
have,
two.
I think he may
but-
have had a target or two, yeah, but not certainly not to the level that you'd like to see, knowing what he's capable of. So maybe Jacksonville will be able to work him in to the game plan a little bit more in the second half. Hope so. But again, we'd like to thank Randy Gorham, our hometown CPA, also the mayor of Jacksonville. Randy's been sponsoring all of our statistical breakdowns for a few years now, and we are very thankful to him. So, again, our halftime stats, thanks to Todd and Ryan. And, guys, as we've got a few minutes here, just maybe even a few seconds, as the Chapel Hill Band is finishing up, hey, how about let's ask the Indians?
K3.
Probably Jesus Nunez. No, it's Jesus. No, it's Jesus Nunez. That's the boy Chewy right there.
I think Josh Gaskin, that's the best one. Yeah. We call him Gas Stain and Wedgie out there.
Call him Wedge.
We call him Wedge, little Wedge.
Winker's another one.
Cheeky Bauer. Me. Jackpot. Bro, what? Jackpot is the best nickname.
Cap.
Mango. Oh, Mango. Mango's pretty good too. Mango's good too. That's me. Chewy is trash. Dominique.
That's my name. That's my name.
I got like 6 or 7.
It's Dominique because Dwayne Johnson got his. Yeah, Dwayne. And Chulito Nunez.
Well, I don't know, guys. Not sure. Ryan, what's your favorite Fighting Indian nickname?
I don't know. I'm not sure who they referred to as Mango. But that's a pretty cool nickname, I will say.
Yeah, it is. But I think Reese Hicks gave himself that nickname on the spot.
He might have.
I'm not sure that it had ever been used to refer to anybody before that video.
Jackpot.
Jackpot.
That is a
and
cool
Mango.
nickname, though. That is a cool nickname.
Yeah, but did you see his teammate look at him like,
Who calls you
Jackpot?
Yep.
Oh, those are always fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's a great new segment that you guys have brought in this year, and Indians have been good sports about it.
They have. They I think I want to say they enjoyed it. It seemed like everybody had a good time when we did it on the media day. And I hope that everyone that has watched them so far has enjoyed them, because there's been some pretty good ones in there.
Well, let me ask you this. Did you film a season's worth of the segments on media day, or are these weekly that you
No, I filmed them all on media day. I think I had about 12 questions planned out, just in case you maybe didn't get the best answer on a couple of them.
Okay.
So we filmed all those on media day, and just been kind of splitting them up
rolling
question
them out
by
since
question.
then? Okay. Well, I was going to say, because you're seeing probably a different response than you might if you go into an 0-6 locker room.
That's probably true.
So that might have been a good idea. So, but hopefully with Jacksonville, if they can put together a good second half here, have some momentum, and roll into the Palestine game at home next week, you might see fortunes turn around. And obviously, Ryan, you got 24 minutes of football here. I mean, we're not trying to completely write this thing off. Obviously, Jacksonville's got a lot of work ahead of them, but, I mean, there's a chance. I mean, the games, as I said in pregame, the games are not played on paper. you've got to play on the field for 2 more quarters.
That's definitely true. And, this game might be a little more out of hand than you would probably like it to be starting the second half. But you do have what on paper you would think is a winnable game against Palestine next week. And so if they are able to come out in the second half and put together some good drives, kind of like we saw in that first quarter, and really try to find some positives here in the second half to take into next week, I think that's going to be huge for the Indians.
Yeah. Ryan, we've been talking since we got here, and certainly since we've started our recording tonight, about just all the problems with the facilities and all that. But I got to give a shout out. So we talked about the turf field is great. It's really nice. But they've also put, and I've seen some schools do this, some other schools, but in their north end zone, did you notice the small field for the kids to play on that's beyond the north end zone?
I did not see that. That's pretty cool.
It's actually turfed, and there have been kids over there throwing the ball around.
Kids,
all night
that's where I've been. That's what I've been the last 10 minutes. I've been playing on that field.
Playing on the field, running routes.
That's what we like to hear.
Well, because it's kind of a rite of passage. As you grow up going to football games, that you get out and find some grass with your buddies and you throw the ball around. And to see a lot of programs that are putting in turf fields doing that now, it's pretty neat. I certainly wish that there had been things like that when I was growing up.
So, guys, let's look around the district tonight. Athens is leading Henderson at the half by a score of 16-13. The other district game, Lindale at Kilgore. The Bulldogs of Kilgore leading 35-14 as that ball game has just started the second half. Palestine has the bye tonight. And, by the way, Palestine is in the house tonight here at Chapel Hill. Several of their players have been sitting behind me watching the ball game, and they'll be coming to Tomato Bowl next week. Both teams now out on the field as we're getting ready to start the second half. Chapel Hill will get the ball first. Jacksonville won the toss and took the football, and we'll get this second half underway. A lot of walking wounded here by guys. There's spotted three guys on crutches and one with a knee wrap. So I'm just limping, walking around. I'm hoping I don't pull something, just hanging around with these guys. It has been a rough year for injuries for Jacksonville.
And so, as we get set to begin the second half, Jacksonville down 42-15, would like to come out and get a stop on this first drive. And, hey, Matt, it'd be a really good time for that first interception of the season.
Oh, man. That was so close. I thought DK had that one.
Yeah, he really probably, if he could have that one back, I think he'd like that. But
one fumble all year long for Jacksonville defensively. Oh, boy. Well, it's tough. They're going into the second half. You don't have Reese Hicks. You don't have Jaden Boyd, both injured in the first half. They will not be back. Somebody's got to step up. Jesus Nunez with the ball teed up. We're set to go here to start the second half at Bulldog Stadium. Jacksonville, the number one team in Class 4A Division I, the Chapel Hill Bulldogs with a 42-15 lead. Here's Aaron Swink.
Nunez's kick is fielded at about the 32 on the near side. A big hit.
Ooh, Searles.
As Rodarius Searles, you thought he was just a running back.
That's definitely
lead.
In the lead now for the bone crusher hit of the game.
That is a leader in the clubhouse for the freshman.
What a pop.
Wow, he just dropped the hammer.
And that was the linebacker, Trevor Brooks, who's been a menace tonight for Chapel Hill on defense. Well, Mr. Searles just returned the favor. Chapel Hill first down at their own 38-yard line. It's Stewart, the All-State running back in the backfield, along with his junior quarterback, Brisbane.
And Brisbane going to fire a screen out to the right.
Forgot something.
Yeah, you gotta catch it before you run with it.
Dude, that guy's tall. Wow.
Yeah, Kelly.
He's their leading receiver with 17 catches and 6 scores coming into this ball game. 2nd and 10. Stewart.
So this time, Stewart, the handoff, he's going to try to stretch the play to the left side, and he is going to be deep into Fighting Indian territory. He's finally angled out near the red zone.
So he runs off tackle like he's going to go. He goes toward the linebackers, and then he just bends it to the outside, sucks the corner in and the outside backer, and then he just uses his speed and just runs around everybody. I mean, it really is simple. You know, it helps that you're 4'4", too.
Yeah, I was going to say, when you have the speed that Ricky Stewart's got, now Brisbane looking still covered up, or all the receivers, so he'll run it with Brisbane, and he's finally taken out inside the 10.
Again, a lot of credit to this Jacksonville secondary. They've done a nice job tonight forcing Brisbane to get out of the pocket and try to make something happen on the run. He does pick up a 1st and goal, but again, good coverage forcing him to run.
Yeah, it was definitely, there was nowhere for him to go but to run with it. So now Brisbane puts it up into the end zone. Got his man, touchdown, as it's Dylan Johnson.
Just a back shoulder throw, great pass. Pretty easy catch for him just to reach up on that back shoulder for the touchdown. So with 11:21 remaining in the third, we just haven't even played a minute yet. Chapel Hill is on the board again.
So now the extra point attempt brought to you by Neighbors Coffee. The kick is up, and it is good. So the score now, Chapel Hill 49 and Jacksonville 15. We'll take a short break and come back. This is Fighting Indian Football on JISD Live.
We'd like to say thank you to tonight's team meal sponsor, Taco Bell. Thank you for your valued support of Jacksonville Athletics.
Bill McRae Ford has been serving East Texans since 1976. They can help you find the best deal on a used car, or if you're ready to purchase something new. Open Monday through Saturday. Bill McRae Ford. Come see us.
And we're back here in Chapel Hill's Bulldogs Stadium. And the kick is fielded by Searles. He laid the big hit on the last kick. And now Searles is deep into Bulldog territory, and the freshman will score!
75 yards for the score. Searles, the freshman, just got up in that mix master, broke 2 or 3 tackles, and I thought they had the angle on him at the 10, and he just kept his balance from 75 for the score.
Unbelievable. Back-to-back special teams plays for Searles. The bone crusher hit of the game, and what very well may be the play of the game.
It's going to be a tight one between him and Jermaine's 85-yarder. We may have to co that thing.
Yeah, well, now the extra point attempt brought to you by Neighbors Coffee from Nunez is good. And so now the Indians have closed the margin a bit. The score now, Chapel Hill 49 and Jacksonville 22. We'll take a short break and come back. This is Fighting Indian Football on JISD Live.
Since 1953, Huber Glass Oil has been serving East Texans the finest automotive fuels and lubricants. Huber Glass Oil Company, the clear solution for your business.
The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich is delicious. It's got that barbecue flavor, the cheese melts on top with that Texas toast. You look at it, your mouth starts watering. It's my go-to sandwich. The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich, that's my all-time favorite.
I'm Matt Montgomery. For over 40 years, my business has helped people manage their money and organize their financial life. I'm a registered investment advisor with the state of Texas and chartered financial consultant. Whether you need portfolio management or comprehensive financial planning, I can help you. Call me for a free consultation.
And we are back here where Jacksonville is making a little noise of their own with a one-man wrecking crew of the freshmen Mr. Searles.
Well, he had 40 yards rushing in the first half, led Jacksonville with 9 carries, and then he gets the 75-yard kickoff return.
Here's a short kick fielded by the up man, and then Jacksonville's coverage is great, but a flag comes in, so we'll see what that's all about.
Nice tackle for.
Yeah, that's going to be a block in the back probably as the Bulldogs absolutely cleared out Zadarius Hinton.
I would like to see Hinton walk away from some of those little confrontations,
Yeah,
though.
absolutely.
He was ejected last week, so he was ineligible to play tonight in the first half. And, just a little chit-chat right there with the Chapel Hill Bulldog. Just walk away from it. Yeah, you're right, Aaron. Good call. Block in the back. Push this back here.
Yeah, they just had a Bulldog come in and just absolutely hit him right between the numbers on his back. So now Brisbane rolls to his left. He puts up a deep ball. It's one-on-one. There's a lot of hand fighting, and there are flags.
Yeah, that's a good call that time by the official there because DK was
he pinned his arms down.
Yeah, he just went up and just kind of stretched his arms out and kept the receiver there, Dylan Johnson, from being able to reach up and get the football. You can't restrain his arms like that, but it's not like the NFL where it's going to go down there where the flag is. It's going to be 10 yards from the line of scrimmage. Be automatic first down. And actually, when you think about it, it's not that bad of a penalty. Because it could have been a score.
Yeah,
and if you're beat on the play, go ahead and get the call.
Yeah, the alternative is like you said, is probably 6.
Yep. So he felt he was beat, DK did, so he just reached up, held his arms. Hey, the ball's still on this side of the 50.
So now Brisbane has 2 receivers each way.
That's a hold.
Brings
That's a
some
hold.
pressure. That's got to be a hold.
They didn't call it.
And Brisbane gets away from one tackle and another, and then he's finally knocked down.
Well, they were holding Hinton like you would not believe.
Yeah,
right in front of the referee. And I'm sitting there. He's looking at it, and he's got his jersey, and he's pulling on it, but no call.
Well. So 2 receivers each way.
Bending it out.
Good handoff to Stewart that the Indians bit on the quarterback, and Stewart pops it out for a big first down.
Yeah, just the same thing he did a moment ago. Starts off tackle, plants his foot, goes around, and then just uses his speed and just outruns everybody. I mean, Trent Powell had a shot at him. Hinton had a shot at him. They all whiff because he's so fast. He just goes around you.
So we go down into the 10-minute mark here in the third quarter. The Bulldogs now again into Jacksonville territory. Brisbane deep ball, incomplete off the hands of its intended receiver.
It should have been caught. Cameron Kelly in the end zone. Ball just bounced off his hands. He had Nemo beat. He just clanged it. That just bounced off his hands. You could not have had a better pass thrown by Brisbane, the Chapel Hill quarterback. Raphael Foy will check in for Devereaux. On 2nd and 10 now for Chapel Hill at the Jacksonville 38-yard line.
So now Brisbane looks left, throws
Too
for
low.
a screen, incomplete.
Not a good throw by Brisbane there. Got a little wind here, Aaron. It's coming across the field, so when you're throwing to that side, you got a little wind in your face.
Bulldog fans, make some noise for your Bulldogs.
So that'll bring up 4th down.
Little catch right there by number 15. That's Blaylock. It'll be 4th down and about 6 to go for the Bulldogs in 4-down territory.
Coach. Watch the ball. Get up, Elijah. Watch the ball.
So we'll see if Jacksonville's able to make a stop here. Brisbane going to run with it to the left side and makes a couple miss. He may have stepped out. The Indian sideline wants him spotted back
Nah, they're going to
down the field.
They said he did not go out of bounds, so it's a first down. Yeah, just a quarterback go right there. Take the snap, get around the edge, get some blocking. He did. First down, Dogs. Got an injured Jacksonville player down. That's Elijah. He's slow to get up. Elijah Thompson, the senior. Boy, that's just something Jacksonville just can't have another guy go down. He's running under his own power. That's a good sign. Look, there you go. Maybe a cramp, the way that he's running it off. So first down, Chapel Hill at the Jacksonville 24. Both teams have scored in the second half. So far, Chapel Hill trying to get another one here to break 50.
Team that came in averaging 51 points for a game. Brisbane puts this one up, got his man, and they do break 50 as he finds Mayfield
Mayfield
score.
For 24, Aaron. Just a laser thrown that time by Brisbane. Just a little inside slant, something Jacksonville runs very well. Chapel Hill returns the favor, and they score from 24.
So the score now, Chapel Hill 55 and Jacksonville 22. Chance for Chapel Hill to make it 56 with the extra point brought to you by Neighbors Coffee. Kick is good. So the score now, Chapel Hill 56, Jacksonville 22. We'll take a short break and come back. This is Jacksonville Fighting Indian Football on JISD Live.
For the first day of school, for the last day of work, for the satisfaction of a job well done, for the ideas that change the world, for good times, for not so good times, for her future and hers and his, for serving our customers and connecting communities. We're here with you for good. Austin Bank, with you for good.
And we are back here at Bulldogs Stadium where Chapel Hill has extended their lead. See if Jacksonville's got another big return.
It's Mahrez.
Up their sleeve. Mahrez able to make it out just short of the 35.
You know, Dede was on the far side of the field, and he caught three kickoffs. They move him to the middle of the field. They find him there. he's getting his kick-out workout on, you know?
Yeah.
Kickoff returns by Dede. So I think this is Jacksonville's first look at offense with 8:49 to go in the third. Chapel Hill's had 2 offensive possessions. Of course, Jacksonville scored on the 75-yard kickoff return.
Yeah, I don't know that anybody in Jacksonville history has ever had 2 better back-to-back special teams plays than Radarius Searles.
Well, really, no doubt. What are we doing here? Oh, good grief. This is going to be a penalty.
Yep.
Coaches.
There's the flag.
I don't know what our coaches are. I mean, why did you send Searles into the game? Because if a guy comes out, it's going to be a penalty. Why'd you send him in? I don't understand that. It's a legal substitution. Once the players come up to the line of scrimmage and they're set,
yep,
which Jacksonville was, you can't sub.
Well, just those self-inflicted penalties again. And here's Searles with a little pitch from McCowan, and this time he is swarmed by the Bulldog defense.
Well, I like the way Searles doesn't go down. Yeah, I don't know if you notice it, but all these little scrums, and he keeps his feet. That's a mental thing. I mean, that tells the defense, yeah, you may got me. I'm not going down. I'm not going to the ground. And he just physically just keeps standing up. That's a little message to him that you're not strong enough to get me down. You may have bottled me up with 5 guys, but you ain't get me on the ground. 2nd and 15 on the loss of 5.
So now McCowan going to fire on the slant. It's intercepted, and the Bulldogs will turn it into 6. Oh, and a late hit out of frustration in the end zone.
Oh, boy, I need to lighten this up right here. This is fixing to get crazy. Easy. Back off, everybody.
Yeah.
It's Jaborian Cook.
The pick 6 there was from Cook, and then somebody, I didn't see who the Indian was, but somebody threw a shot on him after he had scored, and then teams kind of come together. A little bit of a...
Officials doing a nice job getting everybody separated, but that is just uncalled for if you're Jacksonville right there. Clear score, and you go in there and you hit them in the end zone like that. That is just, nope. Can't do that.
So the score now, Chapel Hill 62, Jayville 22. And the extra point upcoming, brought to you by our friends at Neighbors Coffee. Will
this is getting very ugly.
Set Chapel Hill at 63. So you said coming into the ball game, they were a little disappointed that they didn't meet their average output last week against Palestine. So now I guess they're trying to make sure they can keep those numbers where they want them.
Yeah, it's getting ugly.
Kick is on the way, and it's good. So we'll take a short break, and we'll come back for more Fighting Indian football here on JISD Live.
Headed the other direction with the dunk. Carmelo Claiborne
with 22 seconds remaining. What a great play from Roberto Munoz. Wade with an opportunity, sends it to goal, and it is in. What a goal. Lauren Wade gets Jacksonville on the board.
Dr. Darwin Dar and his staff at Dar Chiropractic specialize in family chiropractic care, exercise rehab, digital x-rays, nutrition and weight loss programs, decompression, and chiropractic wellness care. Located down the street from the Tomato Bowl, Dar Chiropractic. They can help you feel better.
And we are back here at Bulldog Stadium in Chapel Hill, and unfortunately, guys, it may be getting close to running clock time here in this second half.
It's getting to be about that time. And, of course, last week, I couldn't believe Russ gave up 76 to center. I don't know what happened there. I mean, you're staring at that right here if you don't, if Jacksonville doesn't start making some plays. So now they've moved Dede all the way back deep. I think they'll find him.
See if they find him again.
Yeah, because Jermaine, that's what they're doing. They're kicking it to him.
Look at this.
And it's Jermaine.
So Jermaine's going to run back there and grab it, and he'll get up ahead of steam, Will Taylor, but he's dropped as he comes across the 20.
Here we're getting some stuff going on right here. Look at this. Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, you had a Fighting Indian player kind of thrown out of the pile there, and I think the rest of the Indians kind of wanting to just stick up for their teammate, and that's understandable. Well, but you've got to make the decision that you're not going to get baited into that stuff.
Well, you got to have a flag, at least one, because there was a Chapel Hill Bulldog that slung Rodarius Searles out of the pile on his back in front of the officials. I didn't see a flag thrown. The officials are huddling now to talk about it. But that's, 2 consecutive plays where players have lost control and lost their head. I got another injury report. Jordan Dorsey is out.
Oh, gosh.
He's got his jersey
That's
off,
tough.
and he's not coming back, it doesn't look like. Not sure what happened. So the officials now breaking up their huddle, and official now coming over to talk to Jason Holman. I'm not sure. They're marking it, the ball down. I don't see a penalty being marked off. So I guess there's no harm, no foul. Boys will be boys.
I'm not sure. I'd sort of love to be a fly on the wall for that conversation with
sticks and stones. I don't know. I mean, they're just, yeah. So Jacksonville will have the football at their own 24-yard line, as the last possession was a pick six that gave Chapel Hill that score of 63 now. And I expect Chapel Hill just to pin their ears back here and come off the edge.
Yeah,
and,
they're
and
just going to keep.
They know Jacksonville's going to try to throw, but hey,
they're going to keep coming at Brady McCowan. They've been doing it all night.
Yeah. Well, maybe they can run the ball and pop some. I mean, Jacksonville has shown they can run the ball tonight.
Yeah, again, this is a situation where if you're Jacksonville, you've just got to work on the things you need to work on. And so they do try to go on the ground. Not much success there.
Give him a couple of yards, maybe. Just about. How about 0 yards? How about back to the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 10? Richards will check back in at receiver.
So we'll see. Jacksonville tries to start taking some shots, or if they're content to work on some things in the running game for the remainder of this one.
Golly, movement.
Well.
Oh, wow. And it's the seniors. Oh, goodness.
Well,
just
that's
the frustration.
Is that, 8?
Yeah, that's eight procedures.
8 procedure calls tonight.
And again, it's Chapel Hill baiting them. I mean, Chapel Hill's front line, and they're moving and they're flinching and they're doing everything they can, and then we jump. Jacksonville jumps.
Yeah, you've just got to be a little bit more disciplined than that. Handoff straight ahead. A flag comes in on this play as well.
Dede with the carry for about 3. Let's see the call here. Got a 15-yard penalty on the defense. Called personal foul. I think it was a face mask. I didn't hear it.
Yeah, so much for that live microphone.
Yeah, it cut out on me a little bit there, or him, I should say. So that'll give Jacksonville a first down.
I will
push it
say,
out to the 38.
I will say, getting the opportunity to be here on the near side with you, the visitor side with you, your microphone's done well.
Yeah.
Sometimes we run into that problem. That's the one technical problem we haven't had tonight.
But we have no internet.
That's true.
Did you hear that?
Nobody knows that. Nobody would know. So, toss out
Dede.
to Dede, and he is swarmed.
Dede gets back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10.
Well, and one thing we haven't mentioned is there is a rooftop area on this press box, and so there is a little trap door that's been open all night, and the bugs have found their way down into the press box as well. So, oh, what a night. So the handoff again to Morris, and he's going to make a few moves, make a few miss, and then he takes a shot. I just got a June bug down my collar, so try not to scream in your ear, Matt.
Yeah, sorry. I was a little up screaming myself right there. Dede needed some help, and Trevor Arrington just kind of stood there and watched the play, and he didn't go after anybody to block. I don't know what he was watching. Well, I do. He's watching the play. There's a lot of things that got to be cleaned up this offseason for Jacksonville. I know there's still 3 more games. They need to clean them up now. I mean, there's no question. Those are things you can get done in practice now and not watch the play. Yep, Jermaine.
Yep. Motion again.
Jermaine jumps, and they get him for the flag. Jermaine's having some fun over here with Jave and Mayfield. They're kind of poking at each other in a fun way. They're not upset at each other, but they're challenging. They're competing, and they're having fun competing against each other because Jermaine's kind of got the best of them a couple times tonight, wouldn't you say? Number 9 procedures.
Yeah.
Not that we're keeping up.
But who's counting?
Who's counting? There's number 10, but they
Yep.
didn't call
Well,
it.
they didn't call it, so McCown going to load up, go deep.
There's a flag.
Flag comes in.
I've never seen a pass interference horse collar.
Yeah, Brendan just hauled down.
The ball was coming down, and he reached down and grabbed him by the back of the nape of the neck, like the horse collar.
Yeah.
He just yanked him down. Automatic first down. Yeah, this is the kind of game right here. It's not only just to start to get chippy, because Chapel Hill starts, they start clowning a little bit. They're up big. They're starting to kind of talk a little bit. Jacksonville's not, they'll respond. Don't worry. If you chip at them, they're going to chip back. So they're doubling Jermaine over here. You see this? Look at this in his face with somebody right behind him. Nowhere.
And nowhere to go for Searles as they just. And again, he's stacked up, but he doesn't go down.
Man, just blowing past the Jacksonville offensive line. That time, Whiteley he couldn't even get a chip on that guy before he was back there tackling Searles. So here they come with the press coverage on Jermaine, doubling him on this side.
Yeah, they know who the playmaker is, that's for sure.
Kind of left Brendan Richards open right there in the slot.
Yep.
Oh, Jacksonville just
Jacksonville
moved.
jumped again.
Good grief. What are you doing, Brendan?
Well, that's the 10th one called.
I don't get it.
Man, tell you what.
You're split out at
That's
receiver.
tough.
Yeah, you're split out at receiver, and you don't have to do anything. Just watch the ball. Wait for the ball to be snapped. 10 procedure penalties tonight.
10 that were called. One that wasn't.
Yeah, one that wasn't called. And 3 of them tonight have been by the receivers, which, linemen, hey, I can see sometimes because the defensive line baits them, but there's no excuse for the receivers.
Nope. McCown flushed out of the pocket, still looking direct in traffic. Now going to just have to toss this one away.
Yep. Got it past the line of scrimmage, out of the tackle box. Good play by Brady, getting rid of it. Milked it as long as he could, huh?
Yeah, he sure did.
Good coverage by the secondary at Chapel Hill. This clock has unmercifully stopped too many times here in the last few minutes.
Well, Ryan Travis was telling me earlier that earlier the clock stopped, and then when it came back on, they had added 3 seconds. So that may be part of the problem. They may keep adding time.
Come on.
2 receivers each way. The handoff is to Searles, and he
play.
Bounces it off the first contact, and he's still on his feet into Bulldog territory.
See, now here you go. Here's Chapel Hill talking trash. Look at this.
Yeah, well.
Come on, where's the officials? Come on, guys. Get them off. Get them off.
They let that go.
Don't let that go.
I don't understand that. And so now Jacksonville trying to move into Bulldog territory. Well, they're going to have to punt this one with Nunez. Nice punt that takes a fighting Indian roll, and Mayfield dives on it. Not sure that was what his coach wanted him to do.
Well, Gaskin didn't know where the ball was. It went right by him, and then he was turning around looking for the football, and Chapel Hill picked it up. Fortunately, he falls down.
Matt, did you get an earful from the official?
No. We were having a good conversation.
Okay.
He was. I was just saying. I was saying Chapel Hill was coming over talking to our kids, and he said, No. Jacksonville kids are talking to him too. I said, I agree with you, but they're up really big and they're kind of chipping a little bit.
Yeah.
He said that's the referee's job to do that. I'm over here. I said, I thought all y'all did that. That's the conversation we were having. It wasn't ugly. It wasn't ugly.
Got that cleared up. Okay,
It wasn't ugly.
I just wasn't sure.
He was fine.
So, toss is completed, and you would think Chapel Hill would start cycling through some players down the depth chart a bit.
You would think so. I mean, Brisbane's still in there. I don't see Ricky Stewart. He's out.
Actually,
Brisbane's a quarterback.
Stewart's back there with him, I think.
I think that's
Stewart's number 4. I think he's still in.
Okay.
Brisbane puts the ball up deep. Oh, and Jacksonville, with the second time tonight, had the shot at that first interception of the season.
Trent Powell.
And Powell just, boy, he'd love to have that one back.
Oh. Well, you had your chance.
Oh, man, that's tough because that was underthrown for the Chapel Hill receiver, and Powell had a shot at it.
Stewart.
Stretch play to Stewart, and he'll keep his feet moving along the sideline. He's down over the Jacksonville 35, a big first down.
Oh,
and
man. Now we got something happening.
Flag comes down as it looks as though somebody, I guess, knocked down. Is that Stewart that? Or no, that's Mayfield.
It looked like a
they
Jacksonville.
got knocked down by.
It looked like Michael Miles just body slammed a player for Chapel Hill.
Yeah, that was Mayfield, I think, that hit the turf. Yeah, I don't know what he's thinking there.
They just called a 15-yard penalty on that. Miles is pretty fortunate. That's ejection type body slam right there. But they just called a personal foul, 15 yards.
Yeah. Now, did I hear the official? Did he say 6? Because that would have been Datavius Kincaid, but I think he got the number wrong.
No, he got that wrong. Datavius could not pick him up and body slam him like that. That was Miles.
That's right.
Because Miles immediately after he did it, he ran out of there and got away from everything. So y'all didn't see me.
Yeah, he tried to hide.
Yeah.
Yep. So now 2 receivers each way for the Bulldogs. Little reverse. And they've got all kinds of room to work this thing on the right side.
Dylan Johnson.
As Johnson picks up the first down. And Matt, can you spot the game clock for me?
Yeah, 1:36 remaining in the third.
Okay.
Official just started the clock, and the Chapel Hill people, there they go, they turn it on.
I was going to say, I would think probably down again near running clock territory. Here's just a little pitch, and boy, Bulldogs get something out of nothing there as
Jonah Reardon.
Reardon, yeah. He
got to be the coach's son or the coach's nephew.
Yeah.
Of course, Coach Reardon's brother's athletic director over here, assistant athletic director, and so not sure which one he belongs to, but it'd be quite a coincidence if his name was Reardon. He wasn't related to him.
I wouldn't think so, but he kept his feet churning there, did Reardon, and he got a nice little gain out of that. Now a handoff straight ahead and another score.
That's
for
Quentin
the Bulldogs.
Greeley.
And that'll put them at 69. So we're just about to see somebody hang 70 on the Fighting Indians.
2017 was the last time that happened, and that was in the bi-district game against the eventual state champion College Station Cougars, and they went on to win that state championship when they hung 70. No, actually, I'm sorry. I back up. Excuse me, 65. It was 65. I apologize. I can't remember when it was 70.
Extra point is on the way, and it's good. So now the score is Chapel Hill 70, Jacksonville 22. We'll take a short break and come back. This is Fighting Indian Football on JISD Live.
As ETMC joins the UT Health family, we're bringing a new vision of healthcare to East Texas, where the brightest minds in academics and medicine work together to treat the most complex health challenges and improve lives, where access to world-class medicine and cutting-edge technology will bring health, hope, and a brighter tomorrow. We are UT Health East Texas, advancing healthcare together.
When life throws you a curveball, give it to the guy who can knock it out of the park.
A high drive to right, sending Ludwig back. It's gone! Micah Hoffpower.
Call Micah Hoffpower at Texas Farm Bureau for all of your life, auto, and home insurance needs.
And we're back where we were just, camera was attacked by a moth. Sorry, that's
man, it's buggy up there, huh?
I'll tell you what, it is. You remember that game for the Yankees a few years back with Jabba Chamberlain pitching? They were in Cleveland, and there were those midges, those bugs that were all over him.
Yeah,
it's kind of what it feels like up here.
I'll tell you what, it's 70-22, and it feels like the apocalypse.
Yeah.
With bugs and
So now, kickoff fielded by the up man who gets buried.
Beatty.
As they find Morris again.
Yeah, this is getting into Roberto Duran territory.
Yeah, no mas. So Jacksonville will go back to work at the Chapel Hill 30-yard line and just want to get out of here with hopefully no more injuries and regroup for Palestine next week.
Yes.
Now McCown, and he hands off to Searles. The blitzers were coming, and they all got to Searles at the same time.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 50.
So a defensive face mask at the end of that play.
Searles is still running hard. He's still playing.
Yeah. Well, he's trying to establish himself for the future of this Jacksonville program, and he has done a fantastic job of giving some highlights tonight. And also just running hard and refusing to go down against this Chapel Hill defense that while they've outmatched Jacksonville, Matt, I just think there's some holes that might get exposed as these guys get deeper in, especially deeper into the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree, and I think there's also some discipline issues, not personal foul type, but just discipline like staying on your man when he gets deep, getting beat deep, those kind of discipline things.
Yep. So now another handoff. This time Chapel Hill just swallows up Searles.
So they're just coming off the edge, and like I said, you got 5 blockers and 6 guys. You can't block that 6th guy, and he's coming off the backside, and he's just running Searles down from behind. I mean, it would be great if you could just pull that and drop a pass over here where nobody is, but I don't even think you have time to do that. They're coming so quickly. So, Aaron, that's going to be the end of the third quarter. Thank goodness.
Yeah, after 3, the score Chapel Hill 70, Jacksonville 22. We'll take a short break. Come back. This is Fighting Indian Football on JISD Live.
For the past 40 years, Swink Studio of Dance in Jacksonville has provided instruction in classical ballet, tap, jazz, hip-hop, and contemporary dance styles for students age 4 through high school. Select classes for adults and award-winning competition teams are also available. For more information or to enroll a student, contact the studio today and let's dance.
And we are back as we get set to begin the fourth quarter of play here in a Week 7 contest that ever since about the second drive of the game has been all Chapel Hill. Jacksonville with a great start. The score, the 2-point conversion, and then a defensive stop. But since then, it's pretty much been all Bulldogs.
A lot of subs in now for Chapel Hill as we start this fourth quarter on defense.
And McCowan under pressure, rolling right, still looking, and a heave it downfield.
Caught!
And
Trevor!
It's caught.
Oh, gosh. Brady's hurt.
We'll see.
Oh, no, gosh.
Take a shot at the end of the play. He sure did.
Oh, man.
And so as McCowan gets some attention, we'll step away. This is Fighting Indian Football on JISD Live.
Dr. Folden, Dr. Westbrook, Dr. Stocks, and their dental team at All Smiles provide a wide range of dental services. This includes cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, implants, and cosmetic dental care. Call and schedule your appointment at 903-586-0741.
That 100% beef Whataburger takes 2 hands and all of your attention. So yeah, now's the time to sneak that fry. Good thing there's plenty to savor. Good thing there's Whataburger.
When life throws you a curveball, give it to the guy who can knock it out of the park.
A high drive to right, sending Ludwig back. It's gone! Micah Hoffpower.
Call Micah Hoffpower at Texas Farm Bureau for all of your life, auto, and home insurance needs. Since 1953, Hubert Glass Oil has been serving East Texans the finest automotive fuels and lubricants. Hubert Glass Oil Company, the clear solution for your business.
Dr. Folden, Dr. Westbrook, Dr. Stocks, and their dental team at All Smiles provide a wide range of dental services. This includes cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, implants, and cosmetic dental care. Call and schedule your appointment at 903-586-0741.
I'm Matt Montgomery. For over 40 years, my business has helped people manage their money and organize their financial life. I'm a registered investment advisor with the state of Texas and chartered financial consultant. Whether you need portfolio management or comprehensive financial planning, I can help you. Call me for a free consultation. Since 2004, Legends Old Time Burger Cafe has been the home of Jacksonville's best old-fashioned hamburgers. Hand-battered chicken strips, chicken fried steak, fries, and onion rings are the best around. Legends, home of Jacksonville's best old-fashioned hamburger.
Gene Brumlow, class of 66, and his daughter Ann Farmer proudly support Jacksonville athletics. Come on over to the South Jackson Dairy Queen and get one of their world-famous blizzards. Dairy Queen, where happy tastes good.
Tonight's game statistics are sponsored by Randy Gorham, CPA. Randy Gorham, CPA, the source for your accounting and income tax needs since 1984.
For the first day of school, for the last day of work, for the satisfaction of a job well done, for the ideas that change the world, for good times, for not so good times, for her future and hers and his, for serving our customers and connecting communities. We're here with you for good. Austin Bank, with you for good.
And we are back here at Bulldogs Stadium. As Fighting Indian quarterback Brady McCowan was just helped off the field.
Yeah, he's being helped off. He's walking under his own power, and he's got a brace on his arm to secure it. So he's walking off under his own power. So
we'll see.
They'll put Jermaine in there at the Wildcat.
So Taylor will fake the handoff, then try to make his way ahead. He actually shakes one tackler, but then he's not able to get much going. And during that injury timeout, Coach Reardon came over, spoke with Jason Holman, and I do think they agreed to run the clock for the rest of the ball game.
It looked like it. I couldn't hear what they were saying. I just saw Coach Reardon kind of move his hand like a clock moving, and Jason nod his head. And so I think that's what they decided to do. So just an awful night here in Chapel Hill. I mean, it's been a disaster in so many ways.
So many ways, yeah.
Searles.
So Searles gets the handoff from Taylor, and how about Searles looking for the pylon? Yeah, it looked like he was horse collared.
Yeah, no call
No
there.
call.
No. Gets down to the 1.
But Searles just continues to play hard.
Went for the pylon, and they cut his legs out, and like you said, horse collared him with no call. So first and goal at the Chapel Hill 1. Oh, bad snap.
Bad snap, but Taylor will pick it up and battle down near the goal line. He's pushed across for the score.
Bad snap, picked it up, cut it back to the 0 gap.
Yep.
Goes in for the score, a little help from his lineman, pushes it in.
Gets some help from his friends.
Yeah, 70-28.
So now the extra point attempt brought to you by our friends at Neighbors Coffee. By the way, I have it on good authority that there will be an event at Neighbors tomorrow, Neighbors at noon, and the Apple Bar will be there. You can get caramel apples and all that good stuff to go with your Neighbors coffee. How about that? The extra point attempt on the way is good. And so Jacksonville strikes again. We'll take a short break and come back. Go ahead, Matt.
I was going to say the officials are waving the clock, and the Chapel Hill clock keeper is not moving.
Okay, well.
So come on, pay attention.
Yeah, if they're going to continue to run it, maybe we ought to stay here.
Well, I mean, they're telling them to do it, and look at the official. He's telling them to do it, and there they go. They got it on.
There you go.
All right, guys, let's do our quick trivia question
All
here.
right, sounds
Which
good.
high school has won the most state championships? A, Katy, B, Carthage, C, Mart, Salina, or South Lake Carroll, and D, Aledo. So Katy, Carthage, Mart, Salina, South Lake Carroll, Aledo. Who's won the most state championships?
I will say Salina.
Okay.
Ryan? Ryan says Aledo.
Todd?
Todd is incognito.
Oh, yeah, he's around the corner. Well, Ryan got it. It's Aledo.
There you go.
Katie's won 9. Carthage has won 9. Mart, Salina, and South Lake Carroll, all 3 of those schools have won 8. And Aledo has won 11.
Wow.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah, Ryan says he was in attendance for about 5 of those.
Yeah, it's exactly.
There you go.
And they lost the state championship game in 17 to College Station, who Jacksonville played in that by-district round and got mauled. But College Station actually beat Aledo that year. They had 12 state championships. We'll have our bonus trivia question here in just a moment as Jesus Nunez kicks off for Jacksonville.
And they'll
Fair catch.
kick it to about the 22. I'm kind of surprised. Well, maybe I'm not. I was thinking maybe Jacksonville would try maybe an onside there to try to get another offensive shot. But
I think because the clock's running,
yeah,
I think that's kind of courtesy. You know, hey, we'll run the clock, so
yeah,
don't try to get the ball.
Right,
yeah,
right.
So.
Well, that too, and your starting quarterback just went out of the ball game.
Oh, yeah.
So you couldn't work on as much offensive stuff as you normally would anyway.
Yeah, correct. Okay, so I don't see Brisbane in there, so that's a change at quarterback finally. So that is Number 13 just threw the pass for them. It's Connor Griffin.
Yep.
Oh, Connor Griffin. Wow. Oh, man. You know who that is?
Who's that?
Oh.
Should I know Connor Griffin?
Well, you should know his mom, Mrs. Griffin, Katie Griffin, was the charmer director for
yeah,
so many
of course.
years. And I remember
How
she had a
about
little
that?
boy when she left named Connor.
How about that?
There he is.
Wow.
He just unfortunately came on. He's a senior when you had Demetrius Brisbane as quarterback.
Oh, man.
Oh, how about that? I'll have to tell my daughter, Rachel, she was on Charmers and captain under Katie Griffin.
Right,
Now
yeah.
she's over here at Chapel Hill. She's been here for years and years. But that's her son.
All right. Well, Griffin hands off this time, and big
There's
burst
a hold.
out to the Jacksonville 45. A hold will bring it back.
Yeah, number 11, Braylon Dean on the hold. He's like, what'd I do? Well, you grabbed his jersey, Deshaun Edwards. Yeah, they'll get 11 for the hold. Okay, the bonus question coming up. Y'all ready?
All right.
Okay. I already gave it to you early, but you didn't, the answer. Jacksonville has played the number 1 ranked team in the state. All right? The season ranking, not in the not where they were number 1 at the end of the season or during the season. Chapel Hill tonight.
Okay.
Okay. When's the last time that happened? And who was it? And what was the outcome?
It was a regular season game.
Nope, it wasn't
No?
a regular season game, but it was a by-district game.
Okay.
And this team finished number 1. They were number 1 all year, number 1 in the state, going into the by-district game against Jacksonville. When was that?
Well, I'm going to take a shot in the dark, but was it the Dumas team where the Fighting Indian nickname came from?
Nope.
That was a very good team.
It was a good guess. That's good. That's a good try. Ryan, does Ryan have a clue?
Ryan, do you have a clue? Ryan's trying to do about 3 or 4 things here.
It's a high school that no longer exists.
Oh, how about that? He says he has no idea.
1974, the Beaumont South Park Greenies.
Wow.
Beaumont South Park Greenies, number 1 in the state, going into by-district. The Fighting Indians beat them 13-0. The number 1 team, they beat them. Yeah, and Beaumont, they folded into Beaumont Westbrook.
Okay, wow.
Oh, fumble.
Snap gets away from Griffin. He's going to have to just fall on it.
Just a little trivia there. Now, Jacksonville has played some pretty good football teams, but as I said, during the season, the number 1 team, I look back and I could not find any other team. And then, of course, tonight with Chapel Hill, an in-season number 1 team. And, of course, Jacksonville has played many teams in the playoffs that went on to win the state championship. I can't begin to get the list of those out. And Dumas was one of those. Brownwood, College Station I've already mentioned, Cuero, Texas City.
Deep ball from Griffin.
Zeke, look
incomplete. Zeke Whitaker had a great shot at that.
He just didn't turn around, though. Hard to catch a ball when you don't know where it is. Great coverage by Zeke. Got to find the ball. Now, what is this? Chapel Hill's going to punt. This is their first punt of the night, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. The first one was a quick kick with Brisbane, the quarterback. But yes, this is their first true punt formation. Punter standing at about his own 1-yard line, so
Trevor Arrington back for Jacksonville.
So we're ever time for a bad snap. Kick is away.
Ooh, that's a great punt.
It's a great one.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, Arrington calling for the fair catch, unable to look it in.
Chapel Hill got it.
And the Bulldogs fall on it.
Man. I was wanting to see more of that Wildcat.
Yeah.
Wow, it's going to be an interesting final 3 games, guys, without Brady McCowan.
Yep. Really unfortunate for him. Thankfully, he is a junior, so we will have one more season. Griffin over the middle. Catch is made.
Braylon Dean.
Dean, the one that had the hold earlier, and now he redeems himself a bit.
Of course, I mentioned when we were coming over here, the superintendent is Lamont Dean, former Chapel Hill Bulldog, and won a state championship as a player in '89. Now he's the superintendent, and this kid's name's Dean. I'm just kind of connecting the dots there. But, yeah, we've got a Jacksonville Fighting Indian down right now, Aaron. I'm just, in talking about these last 3 games, and, I mean, Reese Hicks had experience. He played quarterback last year at Frankston before he transferred over to Jacksonville, and he's out with an ankle, so I don't know what his status would be next week. So, I mean, it's
not quite sure where you go.
It's just going to be wild. I mean, do you just get back there with Jermaine and Searles and Dede and just kind of alternate them around at the Wildcat?
Well,
because you really don't have anybody that you got the junior varsity quarterback, Victor Gamer. I don't think he's probably not ready for varsity football. Here's Chapel Hill now.
So Dean again, this time on the handoff. Jacksonville does a nice job of not letting him turn the corner.
Clock again continuing to run as the fourth quarter is going to run out here in just a few minutes. I mean, it's nearly 10:30. It's been a long game.
Yes, it has. It's been a long time since you smelled bacon in the first quarter.
Yeah, it's been too long. The only thing that's been the only thing that's been good tonight is that there's been some really great, I would call almost like State Fair of Texas smells.
Yeah.
I mean, they're cooking on the other side, and it's just wafting over here.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Well, I don't. So Mr. Lee Traylor has joined us up here in the press boxes. He came over from Jacksonville with a hot spot trying to help us out. I don't think he was here. I'm not sure he was here when you were talking about the bacon. So he just looked at me like I had 3 heads or something, like I'm completely crazy.
I mean, I almost went, I almost went full Homer Simpson, man.
I might be.
Bacon. That's my Homer Simpson.
You know what?
Give me some bacon.
I just had flashbacks to Bacon Watkins.
Oh, Bacon! Oh yeah, what a great kid!
Oh my goodness,
I loved him.
Yes,
he was such a great kid to be around. So Chapel Hill has an injured player trotting off. Now, on one foot, he turned his ankle pretty solidly there, so turn the clock back on. Don't let him score again. 70's enough.
Yeah, now another stretch play, this time from the right to the left. Jacksonville, a nice job running him down.
Jared Holman.
See Holman with the tackle.
Nice tackle from the backside. Jared getting in there and making a play. 56 seconds and counting.
And then you regroup, and it's the Highway 79 rivalry with Palestine next week.
Guys, this is going to be a major challenge for Jacksonville these last 3 ball games. I mean, we all know how important the quarterback is to your football team. I mean, they handle the ball every snap. And Jacksonville, I mean, it's going to be interesting what they have to come up with. I don't envy Jason McClendon, the offensive coordinator, and the kind of planning and stuff he's going to have to do. So that's going to do it here at Chapel Hill. We'll get head coach Jason Holman's comments on the All Smiles post-game interview here in just a few minutes. Let's let him talk to his team, Aaron, and we can hand out some awards right now. There's no doubt the bone crusher here to the game is it's got to be Searles.
Yep,
Searles
absolutely.
Just crushed the guy. Bone crusher here to the game is sponsored by Dar Chiropractic. If your body needs an adjustment, call Dr. Darwin Dar, JHS class of 1984 and a pretty good linebacker back in the day. He's your hometown chiropractor. The freshman, Rodarius Searles, with the bone crusher hit of the game. The play of the game brought to you by Congratulations. They can personalize trophies, create special recognition items for banquets. Maybe you want to preserve a special photo or create signage for your business. Congratulations is your hometown awards and engraving store. Guys, we're going to this one.
Yeah, I think you have to tonight.
This is Jermaine Taylor's 85-yard touchdown pass from Brady McCowan. That's the first play of the game. The second one is Rodarius Searles' 75-yard kickoff return. Just a brilliant run, great balance. Those two plays are the congratulations plays of the game. Offensive and defensive players of the game, Austin Bank, your community bank, locally owned and operated since 1900. They sponsor the offensive and defensive players of the game each week. And guys, offensive player of the game, I hate to keep calling these things, but Searles and Jermaine.
Yep.
Those are the two guys that Searles ran hard tonight. Jermaine had some great catches and a couple scores. So Searles and Jermaine will share the offensive players of the game. The defensive player of the game tonight for Jacksonville, I'm open.
You're going to be hard pressed to find one.
I'm open because when a team scores 70 points on you, it's kind of hard to find somebody that really stood out.
Jordan Dorsey was in on some key tackles. Of course, then he unfortunately went out with an injury.
Yeah, you were so depleted on that side of the ball, and so the guy that I'm going to pick for it is our spotlight player of the week. It's Raphael Foy, the senior. Really did a nice job up front, forcing Ricky Stewart to bend that to the outside. I thought he filled the gap really solidly tonight. So Raphael Foy, the senior defensive tackle, he is the Austin Bank defensive player of the game. Head coach Jason Holman will gather his squad up, and we can start the statistics sponsored by Randy Gorham whenever you get Todd over there to get in position for that.
Yep, we'll bring Todd in and let him get the headset on, and as we're waiting for Coach Holman, we'll go over the post-game stats brought to you by Randy Gorham CPA. And Todd, there were a lot of numbers, a lot of big numbers. Unfortunately, not for the good guys. Oops. The Indians give up 70 tonight.
They did. Our Indians finished the game with 67 yards rushing on 30 carries and 9 pass completions for 198 yards.
Well, and Todd, we take a look at some individual stats. I'm really, as I said at the half, I was curious about Jermaine Taylor, but now I want to know how did Rodarius Searles finish the ball game?
He had 15 carries for 63 yards, and did he have a pass reception? No.
And he
just
had
the one early. So okay.
Then of course he had the kickoff return for the score.
Kickoff, yep.
And the bone crusher hit of the game that doesn't show up on the stat sheet, but I think you can still hear it reverberating around the stadium.
Who's that?
Talking about Rodarius Searles.
Oh,
just talking about the bone crusher hit doesn't show up on the stat sheet, but
oh man,
boy,
yeah,
that was a heck of a play.
Yeah, but a tough night for Jacksonville as they fall to the number one team in the state, who rolled out an offense that looked like a number one team in the state. Guys, just not a lot of hiccups with this Chapel Hill offense, Ryan.
There's really not. They've got a bunch of guys who are very explosive, and it seems like whoever they decide they're going to give the ball to on whatever play during the game, those guys are going to find a way to make a play and
they have a chance
find
to
some
break
big
a
yardage.
Big one.
Yeah.
Well, so a rough night for Jacksonville, and then of course, unfortunately, quarterback Brady McCowan going down, and it looks like, by all accounts, that he will be done for the season. So Jacksonville going to have to make some major changes, and we know they'll work on that in the next few weeks. But we'll get Coach Holman's thoughts and send it down to Matt.
Coach, what a night. Our prayers go out to Brady. I hope he's okay, and I know it's ugly. Your team kept fighting, though. You kept fighting, you kept playing, and that's just a good football team over there.
Well, a lot of credit to them. They are a good football team. I've never seen quite the luck or lack of luck that we're having with the injury situation. But, I don't know what to say about it, honestly.
I know. I mean, there's really, I was thinking, what can we talk about? And without sounding like, but it's frustrating because you guys work so hard, the players work hard, and, the guys coming to practice every day. And then, I'm seeing guys on crutches around, and it's just freak stuff. And it's like God's testing us or something, about trying to say, all right, we're going to see how much you can take here.
Well, yeah, we're about out of crutches, I think. But, like I just asked, Lord, just now we said our prayer. Just I hope that all this trial and adversity, because it's been adversity to the max, I hope at the end of the day it brings us back together and helps us to understand that there's power and teamwork and, there's strength and all of that. Because, it can be unbearable at times, some of the situations we faced.
And, you have 3 games remaining here, and we talked about your season being in front of you and everything, and I kind of noticed a little bit of coming together there just a moment ago. So hopefully that, everybody can pull together because you're going to have it because the injuries are just mounting up so much.
Well, we're going to have to go to work and come up with a plan, somehow to make up for all the injured. So we got our work cut out for it this weekend.
Well, I'll be glad when we can do these and we can just quit looking at each other just shaking our head like this, I'll be glad when that day comes. So I appreciate you always for doing this.
Well, no problem, and I appreciate you, Matt. Thank you.
Head coach Jason Holman, All Smiles post-game interview. And guys, it's been one of those nights.
Yeah, Matt, I got to tip my hat to both of you guys. Those have got to be tough, but, for Coach Holman to stand in there and be honest and talk about, the things that they want to work on and the ways that, he really wants to ask the team to come together and hopefully they'll respond. But it's going to be an interesting last few weeks, but we know Jacksonville's going to work hard. But that'll do it from here at Bulldog Stadium tonight for Todd Travis, Ryan Travis, and Matt Montgomery. This is Aaron Swink saying thanks for tuning in to Fighting Indian Football on JISD Live. Enjoy what should be a great sports weekend across the state of Texas, and we will see you from the historic Tomato Bowl next week. Good night.